around or in this area. You have your issues, Sun City being the main attraction in the province and perhaps in the country as well. But in the province, there are issues that you need to engage on and that you need to suggest. So basically, we will have Sun City, then we'll have the MEC, then we're going to engage in between. Then that will mark the end of the program. We don't want to have a long program. When I see people walking through and when I see people with cameras, I thought we're about to start. Is the MEC arriving? Not yet. I'm trying to call them because they were asking me the hall where we are. Yeah. Maybe we have not yet opened officially. I don't want to open for engagements. This is not my meeting. When I see cameras walking in, is the MEC arriving? Okay. Now we have Northwest FM. Northwest FM. UFM. Former Northwest. King. Oh, no, yeah. They understand better, so and all that. Zia and Ausuma will understand it better. Yes. And maybe they've invited CNN television, maybe they'll tell us. But they will be taking some of you outside for interviews while we are continuing so that we just don't wait and then we'll continue in that regard. So we just single out. Don't take it this one. So this will be the roving mic, ne? Yeah, so it's working. We've tested it. The roving mic will be working. Another one. This one is fine. Let's see. Yeah, it's functional. I'm switching off this one. I'm switching on this one. This one is fine. It wasn't on, yeah. Now it's on, so they are both working, yeah. We will be having the roving mics for those who have inputs to make. Now, maybe let's also allow for any of the 12 official languages that we use in the country, that you are allowed to use the language that you're comfortable in when you want to speak. I think we have people who can interpret. If you want to speak Afrikaans, you'll be welcome to do so. You want to speak isiZulu, funa kuluma isiZulu, you'll be welcome. Thetha ngesiXhosa, you'll be welcome. As long as it's within the South African boundaries, you'll be welcome to do that. We will not take French, unfortunately. We will not take Portuguese and other foreign languages. We will not take Swahili, but we'll take any of the South African languages. How batla go bua ka Setswana wa mogeselegile. Ge o nyaka go bolela ka Sepedi le gona wa mogetswe. If you want to speak in any of this, the sign language, I think that should be allowed. We should be having people who understand sign language. Zia, check the MEC, please. I want us to, as soon as she arrives, I want us to start. As course, I start my meetings with prayer. If you want to make me program director, now I open my meetings with prayer. That's how I am. Those who worked with me, you are aware of that. So it's not there on your program, but we will start the meeting with prayer. Not now. to pray for us, but don't pray for 3 hours. Just just pray to open, because we are already late. In fact, we should be deep in the matters by now. I don't see Rob. Where's Rob Trotman? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Oh, they've been calling me. Oh, climbing the stairs. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, they are arriving now, climbing the stairs. Yeah. Sebakanya se tutunyana. You want to continue? Yeah, the MEC has arrived. Ngesandla ngiyongena nalo. Hayo matata modi moalite. The member of Executive Council for Economic Development and Tourism has arrived. Arebete mogolokwane ba re kgonang MEC o tsene. Hayo matata hayo modi moalite. Bambe ngesandla ngiyongena nalo ekhaya ezulwini. Bambe ngesandla ngiyongena nalo. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We now welcome the leadership. Ramogela Mokhuduthamaga, Ramogela Khosekgolopilane ka gore ke kgwedi ya ngwao boswa. I'll switch to English for our colleagues as well. It's the Heritage Month. Ne ke kopa ka Setswana re bethe mogolokwane ola wa Setswana wa go amogela go bontsha gore re Batswana. We are going to ululate as we welcome them. Lena le betha mogolokwane le bethe sentle ola wa Setswana. A re bethe mogolokwane. Ke mogolokwane wa Setswana, ke le shapeleng wa Setšhangane. Mogolokwane wa Setšhangane wa Setšhangane let me humbly welcome the leadership. I'm not even worth to introduce them. Let me just mention the MEC for Economic Development, Environment, Conservation and Tourism has arrived together in our midst. So we are very much honored. Thank you very much. We are now going to start with the program. As you have it in front of you, my name is Jeff Mabunda. As you see the name there, that's my name. I didn't introduce myself. Because they had already started MEC singing, let's allow them. As we sing, let me ask our Spumzile to come and pray for us in opening as we sing. Pinela nelo opela le sa kgone go stop angana le sa opela.
One more time. Heavenly Father, in the mighty name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, we thank you for this day that you have made. We rejoice and we are glad in it, O God. We stand on your word in the book of Matthew 6 from verse 9, where you taught us how to pray. And you said we must say, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, Lord, and your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
I would now invite the acting CEO of the Northwest Parks and Tourism Board to give us the opening welcome. Re denga, ndo hombera bo denga. But the panda, I'm trying to speak all the languages. Let's give him a hand as he comes. Let's welcome the acting CEO of the Northwest Parks and Tourism Board, Ray Jonathan Denga, to welcome us.
Good morning to all. Morning. Alisiame. Yes. My name is Jonathan Denga, Acting CEO, Northwest Parks and Tourism Board. We just came in from the other side, came running. Let me first appreciate this moment. Program Director, I was expecting a full hall, but be it that, let me welcome first Honorable MEC of DEDECT, who is here with us, Bitsa Lenkopane. Also welcome our leader, Tate Waruna Khosi Pilani, Khosi Nyalala Pilani, who's here with us also this morning. HOD for DEDECT, that's the head of department, Tate Mufukani. Welcome to this session. And then let me then say to all our colleagues from the department, DEDECT, colleagues from the counter department in Limpopo who are here with us this morning, feel welcome. All our colleagues from the Northwest Parks and Tourism Board who are here today, feel welcome also. We have a number of tourism product owners who are here with us this morning, whether from the province or outside the province. Welcome to this session. And I think in general, everybody else who's here, welcome. This is Ukoni Perima, the province of rich with tourism and heritage. Feel welcome today to this session. I thought I had seen the MEC from Limpopo, but I don't see him in his absentia. I think in case he comes in here also, he should be welcome. Otherwise, colleagues, let's enjoy this session. It is a session that it will be very fruitful and engaging with our leadership, and we would like to use it positively in ensuring that we begin to work together towards the growth of our tourism in this province. And then let the game begins. And thank you very much, Program Director, for the opportunity. Yes, and then we can declare this open, I'm sure. Thank you. Yeah.
We can do better than that. This is the CEO, yes. This is my boss. If you don't do better than that, ngasi be happy. Yeah, thank you very much, Red Denga. We are moving forward. Those that are still coming in, if you can control, or nobody should go to tea. Let them just come straight into the hall as they come in. We are now going to invite the head of the Department for Economic Development, Environment, Conservation and Tourism, Re Lebohile Mofokane. Ke ne ke bua Sesotho ka Sontaha mane, ke ne ke apere Sesotho. Ke ne ke le mane Montshiwa Mahikeng. I was celebrating my heritage, I was taking your culture, but I want us to give a resounding applause as we welcome the head of the department to give us the purpose of the day, why we are here. Shall we give it that resounding applause? Woo, 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 woo. Let's welcome Relebohile Mofokane. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Go sepelana ke tsebe re Mabunda o bua ka ngwe nna ke mokgatla. Program Director, thank you very much, Honorable MEC for the Department of Economic Development, Environment, Conservation and Tourism, MEC Kubiditse Evelyn Bitsa Lenkopane, Khosi Nyalana Pilani, Khosi Abakhatla Bakhafela, captains of the tourism industry, including the CEOs and general managers present here, the representatives from all the associations present here, the community leaders, entrepreneurs and esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, Dumelang. It is our greatest honor to host you today in today's tourism stakeholder engagement. It's an engagement that happens a day after the National Arbor Day, where all of us were expected to be involved with the activities of planting the trees to save the earth. So we call upon those emerging establishments to raise their hand to the department as we continue to work together to plant these trees as a mitigating strategy to save the earth. So this gathering is a gathering that reflects our shared commitment to building a vibrant, inclusive, and competitive tourism sector in the Northwest Province. Ultimately, this platform is designed not only to reflect on our progress, but to deepen our collaboration as we shape our future of tourism in the Northwest Province. Program Director, this session directly aligns with the National Tourism Sector Strategy, NTSS, and Provincial Tourism Sector Strategy, PTSS, which calls for tourism forum structures at provincial levels to coordinate planning and development between provincial, local government, and the private sector. The purpose of today's session is very clear, is to engage, to align, and to act. What is important is to implement the resolutions that comes out of this engagement. So we are here to strengthen our cooperation between the government and our partners, to listen to the voices of our industry, to co-create solutions that will unlock the full potential of tourism in our province. Let this be a space for a strategic dialogue and partnership. This is not just a meeting. It is also a platform for reflection and alignment. We really need this alignment so that we can build this tourism industry, tourism sector, and ensure that we grow it and ensure that we increase its contribution to the provincial GDP. We are here because we recognize that tourism is a complex ecosystem, one that thrives when all its parts work together, from destination, accessibility, and infrastructure to marketing, safety, and management of attractions. Each element plays a role in shaping the visitor's experience and driving economic growth. And while we won't be solving everything in one day, unless someone here is a magic wand, we are laying the ground for meaningful collaboration. Today's engagement is also about rebuilding trust and reaffirming our relationships. We are entering a new chapter, a chapter wherein formal partnerships are being revived and where joint programs and shared responsibilities are once again on the table. We are encouraged by the steps already taken through visionary leadership of our MEC, as she will be outlining the vision shortly. Today is a testament to our collective commitment to boldly reimagine tourism in the province, not just as an economic driver, but as a force for transformation. We invite you to share in this vision of a reimagined sector where all benefit from shared goal. As the travel writer Tim Cahill once said, a journey is best measured in friends. A journey is best measured in friends rather than miles, end quote. And today, we are here to build those friendships across the sectors, across communities, and across the ideas. Let today be a moment where we recommit to working together, not in silos, but in synergy. Let us use this platform to share insights, raise concerns, which is critical, and co-develop solutions that will shape the future of tourism in our province. Together, we can build a sector that is not only economically strong, but socially inclusive and economically sustainable. Re lebohile.
Ke se ke lebohile HOD o mokgatla mme ke dumalana le wena. Thank you very much HOD. I picked up 3 words that you said. I'm just summing it up. Engage, align, implement. That's why we're here. Engage, align, implement. Thank you very much. I'm now inviting Sun City to come and share with us transformation priorities. I would like to invite Red Mokgejane to come and share with us the transformation priorities of Sun City. Why Sun City? This is the main attraction in the province, if not in the country. Let's welcome him by a round of applause as he comes to share with us the transformation priorities.
Dumelang bagolo. E re ke tsena kwe go leboga le go dumedisa Kgosi Nyalala Pilane ke mong wa mmu Kgosi re go tlhompile. Ke leboge le go dumedisa MEC for DEDECT mme Bitsa Lenkopane ga mmogo le leadership ya gagwe. I am told amongst us Renale MEC's counterpart from Limpopo, though he is not in the room, but rata go tsa tšhono e go mo amogela as well. Colleagues, le lona re a le amogela. Before we can start, Program Director, allow me just to request this gathering to take a moment of silence. As Sun City, as Sun International, we just lost one of our brother who is or was the general manager for the hospitality. Go mo tlotla contribution ya gagwe a dirileng in the hospitality as well as tourism sector. Re eme re rotlhe just for a moment of silence for the passing of Ntate Ramotse. Amoya wa ga Ntate Ramotse o robale ka kagiso. Ra leboga. MEC, on behalf of Sun City, we are delighted to share the progress made as far as the transformational agenda is concerned. We are also aware that this transformational agenda, there are mandatory agenda from you, yaka head ya lefapha, kapa motsamaisi wa lefapha. We have aligned this to ensure that we take our communities as well as our stakeholders along. But what is important is for us to continue to engage in forums like this so that we can track progress and also reassess where we are. I will try to be brief, but before I start with my presentation, I just want to introduce the two colleagues that are here. Sun City Head of Supply Chain, Ntate Meshak Sekano, if you can just stand up. Then Renale Auskani Sile Makubalo, responsible for SCD and stakeholder engagement. Odutsi Komoraho Kani. I'm introducing them so that during the Q&A as well as Kanakoya lunch, we can then engage further if there are any question or concern or any inputs that you would like over and above what we would have discussed. Just to move quickly, I must mention, MEC, that we are in a hospitality and tourism sector. And as such, we are governed, or whatever service that we have to render or that we are rendering, we align it with ESG framework, which is environmental, social, and governance. In other words, how do we ensure that in our operation we do not harm and we continue to protect the environment? And most importantly, how do we ensure that socially we also take our communities along? So our communities and other stakeholders, they must be part of this. How do we give back to our communities? Through three functions, which is socioeconomic development, enterprise and supply development, local procurement, as well as occupational health and safety, which to some extent also form part of governance. So it is very important that whatever that we do, we align our strategy in line with ESG framework. I'll try to be as brief as I can, but during the Q&A, please feel free to ask questions. So it is very important, colleagues, to understand that we are in a hospitality industry. From time to time, yes, we have to embark on a renovation or upgrade infrastructure project, in which most of the people, they think we are in an infrastructure project, and which is not the case. We are primarily in tourism as well as leisure. And therefore, as far as our services as well as opportunities are concerned, are surrounded on food and beverage, as well as services that are also linked to that. I'm mentioning this because of from time to time when we engage with our stakeholders, often they come to us and they say, I have a construction company, nothing wrong, hear me correctly, but in terms of sustainability of this resort, because of construction, it will be once off. But how do we ensure that from a tourism, food and beverage services, we align and ensure that we also get that proper service from yourself? We have decided to get our ISO 14001 certification. And we are proud to say, out of all our properties, Sun City is the only resort that have this ISO 14001. Why do we do this? From an ESG point of view, most of the time when we have guests that comes here, they will ask a question. How are you putting climate change program? From a waste management program, which initiatives are you enrolling with? From a social perception, how are you involving your communities? But most importantly, from occupational health and safety point of view, how do we ensure that this building, as well as people that are using this, they are protected and they are safe? And therefore, we are required to undergo through this regulatory compliance most of the time. As we speak, we have a legal audit under this 14,001 to look into this to ensure that we are compliant. And we pride ourselves because from time to time, we want to go through these regulatory checks to ensure that we keep this. Some of the initiatives that we have in the resort that we have successfully implemented is to enroll and implement 2.4 megawatt solar, and we want to go into a green energy for two reasons. One, to ensure that we also embark on climate change programs, which this is what the world is going into. But we are aware in terms of the cost of electricity as well. And that is one of the initiatives to ensure that we reduce our cost as far as the electricity is concerned. We also have what we call event safety management, which is very important to ensure that each and every event, including this one, goes through the SASRIA process in terms of ensuring that we are safe as we are using this. And that is also one of the regulatory compliance. Occupational health and safety, each and every one. I'm sure people that are doing, or businesses that are doing business with Sun City here, they are aware that before you come into Sun City, if we have appointed you, we have to comply with occupational health and safety. You have to submit your safety file so that we can also check all of the regulatory compliance. But even if you are not compliant, in particular for our communities or emerging businesses, we have the ability to ensure that we assist most of our emerging enterprises to comply. And MEC, I'm proud to say, today we have assisted or evaluated over 86 safety files of those contractors that we work with, as well as service providers. And we have also inducted over 825 contractors and service providers here. And some of those, as I've indicated, they would have spent money in terms of getting that service here. And that is to ensure that from a regulatory compliance before you come in terms of the ESG, you are also compliant. And that is something that we pride ourselves with. And out of all of this, in summary, and we'll get into this, the CEO who was here, who was welcoming us, said to Sun City, you must demonstrate to us what is it that you are doing in communities, skills development program, preferential local procurement. And in one of them, he said, I need Sun City to go and adopt 2 schools, but we went and above and we said we will adopt 3 schools. And what we are required to do here is to ensure that we prioritize local communities. We use what we call onion ring concept. So the closer you are to Sun City, that will be our priority. And then we go into the broader Northwest. And we do service, from, immediate communities as well as for the entire country. But for procurement processes, and I will not talk too much into this because I want to save time as well, you need to be registered in our system, which is a B1SA system, for you to be inducted as one of our service provider. Ntate Meshak Sekano there, as well as the team, they have detailed process which they can share with some of you if you are not aware in terms of what is required for you to become our service provider, our contractor, and so on, and to be registered and to be onboarded into this system. And what we have said deliberately is to ensure that we remove what we call it cannot be done, but rather enforce what can be done, how can it be done, how do we ensure that you as an interested emerging supplier and contractor, how do we remove those red tapes? And we said from time to time to ensure that we onboard most of our emerging contractors. So we will not dwell too much into that. As I've introduced, Ntate Meshak Sekano will take you through this process at a later stage. There are a lot of documentation that are required, which goes into, your company registration, as well as SARS documentation, B certificates, and so on, and also what services are you rendering. And it is very important. MEC, what we often come across, and the reason why I go through, it is because of we need to rectify some of the things. You find a service provider or emerging a contractor coming into Sun City and say, I always look into these jokes where where somebody says, I can do anything and everything. But when we pool the data, or when there is an opportunity for you to supply us with water, we will go into the category of people that are supplying beverages, and we will send you that RFQ. But everybody and anybody will miss that opportunity. So we always encourage to say, specialize with one or two, so that at least we know. If there are transport service provider, I'm making an example here, that are here and interested, and there's an opportunity, we'll zoom into that. So that is what we are trying to emphasize in that. And often we also look into, access to market opportunities, which also fall into a procurement space. But over and above, we have seen some of SMMEs that came to Sun City and that are doing business outside Sun City as a result of rendering service from Sun City initially. And that is something that we want to encourage, that you look beyond what we can provide. I spoke about the barriers to entry, which Meshach will also engage you on, as well as how we can influence and improve on our local procurement spend. Most of the time, we will get opportunities in once off, but how do we ensure that we get our locals to preoccupy and occupy at a later stage what we call long-term and sustainable contracts? Security, for an example. How do we ensure that we have the likes of Mankwe game trackers in the resort? How do we ensure that, this premises that is here is cleaned by yourself? How do we ensure that the people that are coming into this resort are transported by yourself and others that are not here? Long term. So that is what we are talking about when we talk about long-term sustainable projects. But just in summary, we are very happy to indicate bomme ba kae ke kopa megolokwane when we talk about this. We are deliberate to ensure that Black women-owned companies are prioritized. It is our focus area to ensure that we empower our Black women-owned businesses. And every time, even if you don't have, one of the questions that we ask, we are sitting in one of the business interview a day before yesterday, and one of the deliberate questions is, what is your BW representation? How many women in directorship do you have, and what percentage? And the reason is to ensure that we address or we transform the industry to bring more women into the space. Today we have spent over 514, and this stats is just what we have spent in 2024, 514 million rand, which amount to 30% that was spent in BWOs. 514 million rand that has been spent. And as far as the international, as an international group as a whole, we have spent over 1.7 billion rand. All the groups towards BWOs. So that is what we have done. Today, we will be unveiling the newly launched Sun City Hotel, we just went, through a refurbishment project. And out of that, we went through this RFQ, RFPs, and we realized that our people local, they do not have necessary skills, but we do not stop there. We said, how do we ensure that we plug them with those who have skills? And we said over 56%, in actual fact, we said 30% must go to them. And we are proud to say, Khosi, we have spent over 40 million rand towards only one project, Sun City Hotel refurbishment, which went to the local contractors. That amounted to 56% towards local contractors. One of the things is the high unemployment rate. And often we ask over and above what we have employed in Sun City. Sun City employs overall 1,940 employees directly to Sun City payroll, and over 3,000 through concessionaires and contractors. So we are responsible in this resort for over 5,000 total overhead count. But we don't want to stop there. As we give you a contract, how many locals are you going to train and employ? In Sun City Hotel alone, for that duration, we have sourced, if you recall the onion ring concept, we have sourced companies from Lidach Mokwase as well as Channing. And out of that, we also sourced employees from there, and males, we have employed 212. Bomme, we have employed 10, and then we have employed, in addition, 101, which brings us to the total of additional 323, in addition to 5,000. It is very important that we protect as well as to sustain this, because of this 300 that we have employed. Over that period, we also brought food towards these families. Something that is not in this presentation, but I must thank MEC as well as the department, together with the Northwest Province, that, the hospitality industry in a little up and downs. There is what we call peak period as well as off-peak. Off-peak most of the time is a winter season. It is cold, people, they don't want to travel and so on. Because of a couple of initiatives, one of them being G20, in which we have held a number of meetings here, as well as some of the tourism initiatives in partnership with DEDECT, thank you, HOD. Often we have what we call pool labor, people that will bring, and then when it's off-season or off-peak, they will not come in. That means for that 2 months, 3 months, they will not have income. This year, we did not feel that because of G20 and other initiatives that we are partnering with DEDECT. So, re a leboga MEC together le baeteledipele ba gago. Some of the opportunities that we are currently looking into, and we're almost done with the first one. Often we bring companies in here from Gauteng, Rekidi engineers and so on. There is what we are doing now. It is the extension of our water pipeline. But as such, we said we need a local company to do a bush clearing. But because of we are in a protected area, or the area in a high protected species, we needed to do that bush clearing in line with environmental management practice. Renali marula trees, it is one of the protected species here. And we said to the local contractor that was appointed, we will assist you to get the permit. We got the permit, they are in there, they are doing that bush clearing on the mountain with heavy machinery, and it is owned by a local black woman, young black woman for that matter. The finalization of the vacation club facility, which we went out on the RFP, These are upcoming opportunity. The HVAC, aircon, maintenance, as well as the sustainable program of the HVAC. That is something that we are busy with. We're doing the interviews. And as we are interviewing, we have interviewed various companies, from small companies to big companies. But in it, there is a strong element of local development from a training point of view, from giving opportunities as far as the collaboration is concerned. But most importantly, how do we ensure that we outline it to a point whereby we want this space to be occupied by the locals in totality? There are various registration or industry body registrations here, which we want to bring our people to ensure that they acquire those certification as well. So that is something that we are busy with. Lifts and conveyances. This is technical, but I believe we have capability for us to do this. I always make an example to say most of the companies that are big today, that are so-called expert, somebody out there gave them an opportunity. They learned, and that's how they mastered that. So we need to ensure that we get our people to also learn and master this, so that next time we can say there's this company that started from nothing, and today they are the master of that particular service. So in this particular case as well, we want to invite even our people to occupy this space, go out there, learn, acquire certification, and if there is no skill at this point, we will sit down and conceptualize a collaborative initiative or effort where we can also ensure that that company takes our local. South Village refurb, that is something that we want to embark on next year. That is where our staff are residing on. We want to embark here, but this as well, we are deliberate. We want to reinforce this to a local. Sports facility that is coming, as well as natural fact is coming next year, but we will see if the budget allows, if we can implement this next year. This is what I spoke about in terms of our priorities. All of you came here today. Some of you will be staying here. Department e patetse dijo, and they went through this. And I'm sure as a guest or paying guest, you don't want to hear that hara khona go tshwara dikoko because of supplier A could not give us enough chickens. It will be an embarrassment to you. You will not have confidence in what we are doing. And what we are asking for is service reliability, service quality, but most importantly, make sure that you understand the market. Because once we do this, and we give you a scope, we award you a contract, and we say, are you able to produce or provide us with 5,000 eggs per day? We don't want to run to you as guests and say, Khosi ya khona gore fa mai ale 5,000 to do refile 3,000, therefore we're not like le one or house. You know, it will not. So we want people by Lenkopane, they will be able to do this. But we are aware individually that we will not be able to meet some of these quantities. And therefore we are encouraging to say, go and collaborate so that you will be able to match and then be able to meet those quantities. Because we are talking about consistent supply in food and beverage every day. There are many thousands and thousands of farmers that are producing, but how do we bring them under one roof? But most importantly, how do you diversify? Instead of one farmer giving us eggs, your neighbor, can they at least give us packaging? You supply eggs, somebody next to you supply packaging. Both of you benefit, isn't it? So that is what we are looking for. And the other thing is, there is what we call food handling in line with food safety. MEC Batwarna, they produce, but how do we assist them? Agricultural Research Council is the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. They are there, and any other, industries. How do we assist them to ensure that they are certified? SABS, How do we ensure that we take those samples and we are able to pay for that service when they come here? At least we are certified. The reason why we are doing this, it is because of we need to ensure that we are compliant, and most importantly, to ensure that food safety is a priority to all of us. Non-food, I spoke about understanding the market. If an egg is R1.20, don't come here and say, "Lelele one ke R5." And it's not a joke, we are seeing those. Where we know a liter of a petrol is about 20 rand, and somebody comes here and say, "I'm charging you 50 rand." It's a regulated industry. We are saying put a markup, but a realistic markup. But 50 rand automatically you are kicking yourself. People want to be richer today, and that is something that it is hindering us to get into this. What we want to emphasize before I get into the next slide is understanding our operational requirement. We often ensure that we invite people to come and, walk the resort with us. If you want an opportunity, come and engage us in terms of where are the opportunities, but how can we ensure that you also give us proposal, but not just proposal, innovative proposals, to say this is how you are handling this. There is a better system out there, innovatively so, that can assist and improve the efficiency and the operation. And if it is something that is viable, for sure we'll be able to look into that. So there is that opportunity as well. We'll not get too much into contracts and upcoming opportunities, but just to highlight, we all know that we have what we call Nedbank Golf Challenge. It's an annual golf tournament that we host here, and there is additional opportunities. I'm highlighting this as a single big event, where we also give opportunities both on employment opportunities as well as the procurement opportunities. Most importantly as well, the training opportunities that are provided there. The ESD MEC, I'm about to wrap up here. We are required to spend 3% net profit after tax on enterprise and supply development. And you would have seen what I've highlighted in terms of the initiatives that we have taken. I must also indicate that we have various collaboration with other government entities. One, National Empowerment Fund, where we have brought in a joint fund to say, how do we ensure that we capacitate our enterprises, our suppliers, where they are in need of funding? And this is an opportunity where we have assisted some of our enterprise and suppliers as well. And there are various opportunities that I just want to highlight and share with yourselves. We have successfully done the water products. The water that you are drinking there is part of our ESD from Mohwase, where we have empowered one of our locals there to put up a well-established, compliant plant that is giving us that purified water from Mohwase. We have what we call, as part of the ESG, or our objective is zero waste to landfill. So everything that we produce here goes into waste. But how do we recycle that? So we want each and everything that is a waste, it must not go to a landfill. As a result, MEC, we have applied for a closure of that landfill because we don't want anything to go there. We have appointed 2 ladies from LEDECT that are running Molly and Mela waste management facilities here, and they have been doing that successfully. So 2 young ladies from LEDECT They employ over 80 employees. They have a fleet of about more than 10 mini trucks here. And what they do, they take everything that we produce, they turn that into a recyclable waste. They generate money, and out of that, there is a rebate that we get into this. So we are generating money out of that as well. They told us that they have put a business plan to establish and expand what we call buyback center. And because of the waste that we are generating here, it goes to Rustenburg, Gauteng, Glasgow, somewhere, and so on. They said, no, we want that waste to be recycled and produce recyclable material from LEDECT. They have put that business plan. They say, we want funding. As Sun City, we have put a commitment. We said, we will give you that waste so that you can then start and produce whatever that you want to produce from that waste. And that is one of the biggest buyback center that we would have established here, just next to Sun City, and that is something that we are working with in line with our joint fund with NEF. Retail, our uniforms, where do we source them? You will see our staff, they are on uniforms and so on, and we are also putting together what we call a uniform production from LEDECT as well. And these are the initiatives that we are talking about. Fuel and energy service, young lady as well from Rustenburg. She owns a fleet of fuel trucks, massive trucks to transport diesel as well as petrol. And those things, they do not come cheap. So we have assisted her through that joint fund to acquire and purchase those. So she is running this successfully so. But over and above that, we have said, inside the resort, there are many of, we use fuel. There are buses and so on and so on. Where do we purchase this? The other contractors that are buying fuel and diesel, where are they buying? So we need to ensure that her business is viable. So we are channeling some of our existing business to go and purchase, including Molly and Mela and so on that are running up and down. Otherwise, her business will not have enough suppliers. So that is what we are trying to, get into. And Tate Meshach? Oh, yes. Khosi, Obatleo Ompetsa, thank you very much, Meshach. Originally, Otswa ko Moruleng. Thank you for that important point. And then Katula Abamuvela ko Rustenburg, Otswa ko Rustenburg. So maintenance service as well from LEDECT. I just want to wrap up quickly. We have what we call healthcare facilities. We have our own clinic here. We have also, what we procure from time to time. Ambulances, when we have big events and so on, we procure those things from local, and we have healthcare facilities from both Mohwase. So as I've indicated, our SD, which is supplier development, we have achieved. In actual fact, we have exceeded that 2% that we are required. Enterprise, we have exceeded that 1% in terms of enterprise development. And we'll get to the portal, which we'll talk about it one-on-one when we look into this. I just want to get to the last one quickly. So what is important out of all of this? Often we get questions to say, what is it that you are doing for our local communities? How do we empower them? And we have divided this into 3 focus areas: education, sports, as well as culture. And we are proud to say, because of numerous social challenges that are there, which we believe that we will only be able to address this through educational initiatives. We have taken a posture deliberately so to spend over 70% of our 1% net profit after tax towards educational initiatives. And we are proud to say, amongst others, this is what we have done. MEC, we have enrolled what we call teacher and learner development projects in 2 of our local schools, Tswaidi as well as Itumele secondary schools. It is important for us to ensure that we produce quality passes in our schools. And if we do not do that, we find ourselves whereby, majority of these learners, they are unable to register into higher learning. So we went in with this project where we are, over and above the day-to-day teaching and learning, we give them what we call tutorial services in STEM-related subject, science, technology, engineering, as well as mathematics. Some school, they will come to us and say, we are doing well in science, but we want, opportunity in economics, and we are able to do that. And we are proud to say, ever since the intervention of this project, the improvement of those matric passes in those 2 schools have improved. We are not only focusing in the classroom, but it is important to also balance the classroom as well as the staff room. So the content development, and to ensure that our teachers, they are updated as far as the content, educational content is concerned. We are also working close with the Department of Education to assist us there with regard to the content delivery. The infrastructure deficit, where there is a large number of learners, inadequate infrastructure, and the need for us to upgrade. We have also unveiled 2 newly built ablution facilities in these 2 schools. These are flushable toilets. This is part of that infrastructure development project. Lastly, the CEO, the Temogo school is a special school next to us, where we ensure that we also give them the opportunity. But most of the time, MEC, just in closing, this is the last point, a program director. It is very important to ensure that people living with disability, and please correct me, there are many terminologies, people living with disability, I'm not sure what is the trend now, but that they are also given an opportunity for learning, but most importantly, working. So some of them, we want to put them in a program and see if we can bring them into hospitality industry. There are various opportunities whereby those who have the abilities, they can be given opportunity to earn salary while they are working here. These are our transformation update and progress, MEC, together with Kgosi, that we have done for 2024, and there are many others. I just took this at a high level. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Re Mkhejane. No, I don't need this. Thank you very much. I think we get the picture of Sun City. And thank you so much. Allow me, I need to manage time. I'm like the bodyguard of former President Nelson Mandela. It was difficult to manage Nelson Mandela's movement. It was very difficult. I'm managing time. I want us, we have noted that Rem Khejane, and we'll still have the one-on-one. I want us to focus on the MEC so that we can start the engagement. If you allow me, HOD, let's move directly to the MEC's address so that we can start to engage. And then if in our engagement we have to bring in Sun City, really combine it, then MEC address her together. I want us to, because I know she's highly pressed with time as well, so that we can move on. Yeah, let's give Sun City an applause to say thank you very much, the work that you're doing. In the same spirit, I want us to stand on our feet as we welcome and on stage the member of Executive Council, MEC wa rona mme Bitsa Lenkopane. Yeah, let's stand and give that resounding hand of applause as she comes. Arishape mogolokwane re a ria 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 ria. Nake bathawa Sichangane a ria 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 ria. Thank you so much. Remain standing until she tells you to sit down. She's the one to tell you. Yeah. The podium looks a bit very far. I know she likes intimacy. If you can help us, gentlemen, our government is closer to the people. So let's move the podium closer to the people so that we can engage further. Yeah, armetele mogolokwane ge ba sa armetele lena.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, we can bring that.
Yes.
It's better. No, thanks. Lord Kadula. Khosi Pilani ke kokobetse mo pele ga gago, the head of department, the management of both Parks and Tourism Board and the department, the leadership of the industry present here, management of Sun City, Ramkhajane, and all present here today. Dumela Mahaisho. Now, when I was to start here, somebody said principal. So it will be very important for me to mark the register. Be very important for me to mark the register before I start addressing, so that I know exactly who am I addressing. Yesterday, I was challenged on our Facebook page. People were saying you are addressing the industry. Who have you actually invited? Because we don't know. But that is not a problem, because we have then put a system where we are going live, and those of the industry who might have had interest and are not on our database will be able to get access to this session because we are live. I'm told we are live. I said HOD must get closer to the people who are standing here to make sure that we are live. And there's no manipulation on our live system. It is opening to whoever is in the Northwest, because we might be told something is live and is closing RSM and is opening Bojana line closing Dr. KK. So if we are convinced that we are going live, then it will then respond to those who said they were denied access. Because what is also important is that our Facebook page allows our people to communicate, and the team that is tasked with the responsibility to respond will be able to respond accordingly. We are living in the times where we will not always be like in halls. We can always communicate in simplified ways. Most of that, this is actually an industry that has to be capacitated such that we are able to start to adapt and adjust to such a mode of saying we can communicate, we can be together even if we are not physically under one roof. But importantly, because we are meeting here today after we have just launched the tourism month, the month of September. We were in Mpebatu Museum, the Museum of Bakhatla, Bahapilani, And as government, through this department, we were deliberate actually to host our tourism month launch at Mpebathu because we want to reveal the stories of the existence of the tourism operating points in the province and how did we come about every operation, whether it is 2 beds, it's 1 bed, it's hospitality or something. There's a history that has actually contributed for the existence of such. And we have chosen Mpebathu because we have noted that maybe in the remarks that were put here, there was a mention of the visit by the MEC for Limpopo. The MEC of the Department of Economic Development in the Northwest have taken a posture of saying, we can't do it alone and we have to understand the successes and the stories of other people outside, be it internationally and nationally, so that we copy and we are able also to be at the center of people copying how we do things. And that is why we have started by engaging with the MEC for Free State, and at the center was the issue of tourism and how we then start to spot areas which are also actually the areas that has got potential collaborative operations like your Vredefort Dome, which makes us to share the boundaries of Free State and the Northwest. We have also engaged with the MEC for Gauteng, and at the center was the issue of trade and sector, as well as the properties of the Northwest that are also located in the industrial parks of Garangua and Babelegi in the Gauteng, to say, how do we then make use of, be it the special purpose vehicle to benefit the 2 provinces. It's no longer about who owns a property, but it is about how do we make use of the existing properties such that our people are able to benefit and get the share. Because today we are moving towards a history that will be told about, like the history that we are telling about Sun City. If you look at Sun City in 1982, in 1970, Mamang, and how when we were launching the tourism month, I was going with Khosi, I went to Mabitla, Bahamoloto, where exactly the whole thing of Pilani's bag is actually coming from. And you will realize that how we got evolved from the history until here, and that we still having the economy that forces us also to move to a particular direction. And it is government that has to be at the center of business and the people. So today we are now hosting the MEC of Limpopo, and at the center of our discussion is something that we will hear, but it's about the economy, and it's about beneficiation of our people, and it's about the natural resources that we have as a province of Northwest that are also common in Limpopo. And it's about this kind of the people of the provinces of Northwest and Limpopo who got retrenched and who are unemployed and who are waiting for answers either from the operating business or from government. Now we are sitting there, we have locked the officials in, and MEC is facilitating. I said the HOD must just come immediately after this, he must also join, and the CEOs are also that side, because we want to pursue an agenda that says, where are we located as the province in terms of the contribution to the GDP? Now today we are here, and I must upfront apologize in case something did not go well. I have had robust engagements with Sun City. I had robust engagements with Sun City as the MEC responsible, because I said to Sun City, this engagement, this tourism month happens in during the time where history is going to be written in the books of South Africans that in 2025, we became the presidency that had to lead the G20. Now, I think this is the moment where all of you have to understand what exactly does it mean to this industry to host the G20. Because people think G20 is about going out on an outing or having to be in meetings, but each and every person, tonight I will be hosting, I think a 12-year-old girl from Picho Letlogile Secondary School, a school where I was a principal. I think some of you might have seen it on Facebook. The girl will be representing the province. She's gonna form part of the teams that are going out to Cape Town for almost a week. They leave on the 3rd. The girl is a young girl. She has been looking for somebody who is actually her next door in Tlhakgameng. She says she is researching on what is it that young people who are at her age can actually say to government so that in the discussions of the G20, their voices where they're staying has to be heard. And she's actually talking to me when I was saying, like I was addressing a 12-year-old and I said, okay, I will have to host you so that I buy you some sleepwear and things that you will take to Cape Town. But she said to me, MEC, Akiri, you know, as the country, we are focusing on this issue of food insecurity and sustainable. And I started to say, oh, she knows. She knows that the presidency of South Africa has put forth this that we have to take as the priorities that will actually make us as South Africa also to contribute to the Plan 2063 of Africa. So this little girl from Tlhakgameng, from Papsan, from Khamanyai in Kagisano Molopo knows about it. So tonight we'll be hosting here at Tebogo. I hope you will also have dinner with us. That is the first one. The two are also from the same school where I was a principal. The two are also to put up, they are also in grade 9. They're putting up a case on a problem that South Africa is facing. They're putting up a case that says we need to have legislation drawn from our constitution that we will present in the Constitutional Court to say as young people, I'm talking about girls that are aged between 12 and 16, grade 8 and 9. They also managed to win a prize in the province from the same school, so I'll be hosting 3 of them. This one is going to represent the province in terms of the G20 input and put a statement. These 2 are going to sleep over here, and tomorrow they are in Pretoria. They are going to sit in the Constitutional Court to present their little case about how they see things and how they would want. I'm trying to say, if we can't change now as government, we are either going to be overtaken by business and private sector, and even young people are going to see us not being relevant. Because now the president is going to be confronted by this national dialogue, where we see people standing in the streets and say our constitution does not respond to their needs. So we are starting to have this intensified engagements, and I am challenging even those that are officials in this department, that we cannot forever do things the same. We need to change, and we need to align, and we need to get the sense of how people are thinking and to be aligned to the thinking, and also to embrace and accommodate innovations that comes from the masses. And that's why we are here. We're not here to impose anything, but we need also to tap from our saying to Rema Bunda, it might be in government or what. And I understand you are an industry, but when you press Bitsa Lenkopane, you'll understand that Bitsa Lenkopane is the MEC for Economic Development, is a deployee of the African National Congress. So it makes me not to be like, I don't know what I am tasked to do. The responsibility that I am to do here is not a party responsibility, but it's a responsibility that seeks to advance what has always been in the Freedom Charter. And that's why this industry is important, to listen to their views and to put at the center Sun City as also an operating point where this industry has got interest, and internationally, the international communities are actually attracted to this province as a result of the existence of the Sun City that is located in Pilanesberg, the Pilanesberg of Bakhatla Bagapila, in the northwest. Now, Sun City has made it very clear on exactly the homework that the MEC has given them. This presentation is a result of the directive of government, because people insult us when we come to Sun City. They say, you are not coming to us every time we see you in Sun City. But they appear, Sun City is also feeling otherwise to say, but MEC, we are Northwest, and there has never been a time where we say we are not in the Northwest. And we are also here to be seen being utilized. Government must facilitate opportunities for all those who learn from us. We go together as a collective, and therefore it then becomes the pride of our province, and we cannot work away from them, but we also have to agree that the systems they have, the operation, the style must be in such a way that they are compliant in terms of the transformational agenda. And that's why they have this presentation. I must also caution Sun City to say it does not actually represent villages. It is a provincial point of operation. We embrace it as government because it hosts almost more than 60% of the occupants who comes here almost on monthly basis are internationalists. And when they come from their countries, they say they come to South Africa. And when they arrive in South Africa, they actually come to Northwest. So we would then have to intensify the finalization of the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, which will actually be informed by the submissions coming from this collective today. And Sun City never said no. They are waiting for such. We said we will deal with that MOU based on the consolidation of the needs of our people, so that they are also seen to be working as part of you. There's nothing that makes Sun City to be different from all the operators in the space of hospitality and tourism industry. And I think the management acknowledges that, but also where they are doing well, they have also agreed with government in the case of enabling others also to copy the same. The example that Tebogo was making is to say, okay, because I was saying to them, we're going to host 4 working groups coming to the province. So if in case we are to take a blame as government, we have done profiling of our operations. We have not came across the operating point where we will have a capacity of hosting more than 500, or let's say between 1,000 and 500 guests to sleep and get everything as expected. And that's where now Sun City represents us. And this that they were doing is actually not in our initiative. The initiative that government would have wanted to have in terms of G20 was to put up a proposal where we would have wanted to host, which we did not get. It was, it actually came to Gauteng. But even if it was to be done by Gauteng, but of all the working groups, The majority of the activities of the working groups finally came to the Northwest, not because we had won the proposal, but because Sun City at the center of South Africa became an attractive point for the choice of those working groups. So I think it's something that I wanted to give clarity to, so that we must not see government as maybe in any other way being biased to Sun City, or seeing Sun City as a monster in the space of the tourism industry. But we see it as the lucrative point where we can always tap as the industry for purpose of also benefiting those that are emerging and those that are in that space. And we have actually engaged, and we are agreeing on a number of conditions to say, how do you localize? How do you beneficiate? Which is something that I think that's why that DEDECT brought even their SCM and to say, just like government will say, come to our CSD, they will also say, come to our operation. But this must be provincialized. I think in the next round of our engagement, we will not hear Mokwasi and Lidach, and we even get worried when there's Rustenburg. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong to see a girl from Tlakhameng being here, and actually on Monday, the MEC will be, on Tuesday, the MEC will be launching what we call Matlakalakezak. I'm raising this because it directly affects you. Matlakalakezak, meaning our people must have this sense of getting to understand that every dustbin in a household is actually, this contents of that dustbin is money. So that we must also come up with strategies as government that will enable our people to generate income, and our people start to know that the contribution to the economic growth, as well as the solution to poverty and unemployment, will not only be through CVs and people queuing and waiting for somebody to employ them. And this is the department that says we are ready, we are able to collaborate with private sector, and that's why collaboration with us is important. And private sector in this case is referring to not only somebody who is not here, but you and all of you as a collective. I have gone through the archives of this department, and Adema Bunda and Sir HOD. And I'm confident that the plans of government through the 7th administration will not be right if we are not accommodating the submissions that this industry has actually put forth to government in terms of saying, one, the last engagement that I saw in the archives of the department is when the engagement was taking place in Royal Marang with MEC Tsotso Tlhapi, where some submissions, including the submissions that says there was once an MOU between the industry and the government. And that memorandum of understanding was stopped around 2019. And I had gone through the memorandum of understanding, and I think we cannot, 90% of my speeches calls for collaboration. We cannot work, and we are talking about inclusion, and we are talking about transformation, and we are talking about leaving no one behind, and we are stopping memorandum of understanding. So it's important that we take this HOD as a directive, that when we give feedback on progress of these collaborations, which is something that we are going to do at the end of, immediately the MEC still have to table the gains and the impact of Sun City having hosted the G20, and the province, how the G20 activities that took place in the province has impacted in the economy and localization in the province. We also have to sign that MOU with the industry. So that MOU must be revived. The inputs that are going to be collected here must be well processed and well researched and well calculated, such that they then form part of the MOU, which will then also inform the contents of the MOU that we are going to sign with the Sun City. It will then be informed by, so that no one must then start to point out. We call it, this morning when we were with the Lenko, we call it a compact. We need to sit and get into the compact agreement with private sector just to deal with what is it that government will be bringing and what is it that private sector will be bringing. We also expected to do it with all of you. Now, what is also important here is to look into how do we then make each and every operation of you. There are so many developments. There's so many developments. We've got the developments in the amendment of the Gambling Boards Act. Some of you are operating, and at their point, there's the operation of gambling. Talk to us, tell us about how you feel about it so that we are able to integrate, because without you having to address us as lawmakers and as a responsible regulatory department, we will not understand the views of the collective of the industry. We have just also gone into the publication of the Northwest Liquor Licensing Act, and we understand the outcry that is there by the industry, but there's a provision in the Act that says from time to time, whilst we are working on the implementation of the Act, the MEC will gazette and will communicate and accommodate those that are issues that are common for the industry also to breathe as we implement the Act. But we must also agree that we can't be holding on to the Act as about 1973. We are living in a different period. When we say we are introducing online permitting system, don't refuse and say that one ya hore re tshele dikoloi di diesel di ye ko phapsane di go regulate di tavern tse tharo for 300 rand, and all these cars, when you look at the petrol that we have spent and the diesel we have spent as government close to 10,000. So those are the things that we must bring balance to and agree that whilst our people are making business, but the issue of regulating how we operate is a collective effort that needs all of us, including government. We must also, when I was addressing Bakhatla, I said, in Sun City you found everything, like everything. When you want to go to a Shebeen tonight, they will give you a point called Shebeen, yeah? But it is because they are actually hosting international people. So the issue of tourism safety is their priority. But if we have a Shebeen here, or we have an operator here who is also administering a Shebeen kind of a thing, that is having all the standards and that has got compliance in terms of even safety. Who said we cannot agree that those who want to go to Bakhatla Shebeen, where they will even have the items of Bakhatla, they buy, they sleep there, Baja is in Fongkong Mushoko, is in Fongkong Chotlo, like the real Chotlo, Konyana Itlabilwe. Sun City never said no to such. But Sun City is saying, is that sustainable? If tomorrow we are saying that there are some internationalists coming from Turkey, coming from China, coming from where, and they need to occupy that Shebeen space, are we not going to have things, they want this, they want this, The issue of skills development and capacity building remains at the center of this department. And I think that is where I have to now start to appoint Mesara and Lenkopane and HOD. The indicator that talks to grading of our B&Bs and our guest houses must come out very clear in terms of our review and what is it that you do. When you have this operating point where they should be 5-star, and they are still at 3-star, but where they are located, they actually qualify to be 5-star. This collective must engage on what is it that government needs to do, so that we must not be like a body that is just regulatory and has got nothing to do with capacity building and has got nothing to do with support to enable our people to get to that point. Because our strengthened collaboration with institutions like APS, like even private sector that is willing, I mean, Sun City is willing to say, we can carry them along. We can facilitate. We can also get them to get to these compliant points where we are. And the department just have to facilitate that kind of a thing. So we need to have that kind of a department which is not going to just put the ticks. So today the industry must agree that we are challenging them. I am taking in that here we are not addressing the tlitlibi. We are addressing people who are ready to take business, people who are ready to go with us to transform the industry, people who understand when we say we are addressing women in tourism, we can't be talking about baratile balateti, people who are not owning, who are not doing anything, and yet we pick and choose and we say they are. I said to them, let's get the structures that we have, let's assess them as to whether they will actually be representing the needs and the interests of the collective. Because I was about to tell our women in business, maybe my comrade, maybe I just take my friends and they become women in business. Now, which business that they are not running? Now, which tourism are they representing when they are not actually pulled from the collective that is here, where there are women who understand what it means to be in charge of this? So those are the things that I am standing here and I'm pronouncing that we want to communicate with you as government to say, organize yourself, we are here to facilitate. Put up your inputs and make those inputs not to be personal inputs, but inputs that and something here was stuck when Egari were profit. When the MEC went to Russia, we happened to meet with the business chamber of Russia, and they're saying, supply us with citrus and supply us with nuts. You know, I'm sitting with MEC Agriculture, I'm sitting with MEC, but we need tons and tons of citrus as a province to can say, during the investment conference of the Premier, we will be sealing deals, we will not be doing a talk shop. So we are still not yet there. So we will be out to call for the market, but it's another thing as to whether we are ready. If we are still not ready to provide Sun City, Robata Mai, the guest houses, can we provide Sun City with eggs just for cabanas, wenyan, every day? It's a test that has not been passed. They have shown us how they have tried it. So it is something that we need to put our heads together as a collective and agree on an approach, so that as a province we are now able to say, before we go out to Gauteng, before we go out to other points of supply, how do we collectively agree on specializing with this one? So that we are, as government, also be able to proudly say, but we know in our province in terms of tourism, you must also protect us as government from the attacks that we are getting. We are getting attacks from people who would want to write stories about tourism, who would want to come up with business proposals about tourism. But people who are the operators and who are right in the industry and operating their little B&Bs every day do not actually access us. And those are the people that we want. Those are the people that had a serious challenge just after this attack, COVID. We need to get a feedback on where are they and how do we tap into that. So meaning HOD moving from here, you will need to get these submissions at Mabunda, consolidate them and make us to be relevant to our people as government. Profile them such that we sell them. We have just opened a business connect hub in the OR Tambo. I think the ANC will be hosting the January 8, just in January. Are you ready here? Can I openly say to the Secretary General, people are going to sleep? I said it to Sun City, and Sun City is saying, no, we are always ready. So I want to hear from all of you to say, nah, I'm ready. You know what is, let me tell you. Tebogo is saying, all of a sudden, liter petrol ke 500. Please don't do that. Even if we are saying we'll be hosting SAPAM, we'll be hosting, or we'll also be hosting GRAF, a conference of gambling. They are also coming. It's an international thing. It's also coming here. Are we ready? What do we have? And today we said the officials of the department must profile you. We will do the market as government. We will have the profile. Some of you, your profile is still saying you are having 2 beds. But you're still sitting on our books as an operator. So you have also tried to put more rooms, but the issue of grading is killing you. I'm taking it that the officials, we're going to have a session where you will tell me and you will present to me about each and every one of you in terms of their establishment and how we see them, so that we know we have Sun City, then who is following for the whole province, not only for a particular province. So it's important that we look into this as not just a meeting, but as an interactive session that seeks to get a homework from the industry, that seeks to go with us along the line of responding to this kind of the economy, that seeks to actualize the transformation agenda as a province, but not leaving our people behind. That also seeks to improve your service standards and get government to facilitate capacity building. And as we collaborate with private sector, we are able to bring you along. Be at a standard where internationally will easily market you. Our infrastructure as government, where we are owning Bomanyane, Bobakhatla, and Boeng, is so dilapidated. We have put up a call for the RFPs because we want to get into a space of build, operate, transfer. Build, operate, transfer. We need to have capable investors that will also work in the transformation agenda that says where we have this kind of establishments in our province, after our people has acquired their land back, we can no longer work with the old agreements that has got nothing to do with our people benefiting from their land. We have done it, we have challenged those contracts in court. Tomorrow we are sitting in a meeting with Bilanisbek, the one that owns, what is this one? Maritani, Bakubung, Chukudu. We're sitting with them because we want to get into their board and we want to agree that a board that does not allow the context of the 7th administration in terms of transformation. We can't be having Pilanisbek with this kind of conditions of roads whilst we have a lot that we are collecting. We're also entering into a space of benchmarking with the KZN on improvement of the gate system, because a lot of cruelty, if not criminality, is happening on our gates in road to Pilanisbek. And we are agreeing that we are also going to engage robustly our concessionaires, because we don't want to harm their business, but at the same time, we don't want them to harm government. We want to balance and we want to improve the services that we are giving. When they use roads, they must use roads that are trafficable and that are we are doing well. We are also engaging the ministry on coming up with the direct Air Link Connect, where we want to agree that we must get into the space of working with private sector if they have that initiatives and innovative way of coming up with the lending straps that we have in the province, and when they want to turn it into starting to explore the growth of Lanseria, where we have the connection of the airlines that will come straight to our province. Because looking into the statistics today, when you go to the Shepherds, you go to Bo Ivory Tree, you go to Bo Maritan, you are going to have a full house in terms of internationalists. But when you look at the statistics as they are collected, the whole arrivals, they are captured in Gauteng, and it is like people are coming to Gauteng. So we need to start to work with private sector. When we are still at the crawling stage as government, we are also a department that is responsible to facilitate. And that's why we have entities like Bo Parks Board and Bo NWDC. When there is innovation from private sector, when you have it here, approach the department. There are those call for proposals that we have put. I'm told they are closing end of this month. I'm told they are closing end of this month. Tomorrow, don't say Rechotse dilo tsa ga Mangope. Mangope wa Modimo, may his soul rest in peace. We are still here. We are making history. We have to benefit from the little that our forefathers has left for us. And it is through you and your operations and your smartness that will make government to create a better platform for you to access such. I wish you well in your stay. I might not be here for the whole day, but I would want officials of the department to switch a little bit from my plans, my plans and how we used to do it, but to switch to say without the people, it is not it. To say if they are not included in the inputs that we process to become our plans, it is not it. The Premier of this province made it very clear that when we operate without his people, then we are not a relevant department. But business must also come closer to us, must also think that we need to change the South Africa that is having an element of over-dependency. Re batla ntlo, re batla granti, re batla kliniki, re batla skolo, re batla metsi, re batla tsela. The economy today might take us to a position where we would not be able to have everything like that. But the research has outlined that tourism and hospitality, that is where we can tap from that kind of an operation and bring this ailing economy to a better position. And it is only through our collaborative efforts that we'll be able to make it happen. So we're here for that engagement. It's not a messy speech. I'm sorry, I must apologize to my officials. They prepared me a nice speech, but I could not open it because I just wanted to talk to people. I wanted to be called a public rep. You know what the public wants, and you know what you have to do to process that the public wants. And you know you are a lawmaker, you stand a better position of creating policies and laws, and we are also a regulatory department that will always listen to the people's views. And as we do regulatory operations, we consider the people's needs. That's why I'm saying even co-environment, we're giving environmental impact assessment. You see, how do we stop a person to put a bridge when the person is actually having this big settlement? Now, the person wants to put up a guest house. So the person wait for 4 years because the person cannot get an environmental impact assessment permit from the same department that I am saying I'm Department of Economic Development. So those are the things that as government, we have a responsibility to correct, but we must also look into how you respond to such. You must not abuse us. Some of you, I was looking at the contract, the Sako Parks Board or Remabunda. This one's body traversing. Motho o na le permit ya dikoloi tse 10, but o tsena ka tse 20. Now you see, we're unable to plan accordingly because we plan for the permit that says there are 10. But the reality is that there are 20. But I think through the introduction of the system, it's going to be all right. But also through the rates that are going to increase. We are going to increase the rates drastically, especially to the internationalists. Kore o khona ho bona di internationalists ba tsena ka traka e tletse bo gote no ke di pensioners. We are known to be so corrupt as South Africans. So it is something that is not there, and it remains our responsibility to correct it for the benefit of our province and to the contribution to a better economy. We can't rob our own investments because this thing, one way or the other, is still going to benefit us because government is going to fix roads, government is going to relate to the private sector and the investors that are willing to do it for us and transfer to us at a later stage would have now gone sustainably. Thank you, Ramabunda, for your time. We have to get into another session with Limpopo that side, but I will hold on for just to get the sense. I will not respond to questions. I will get the sense. The officials will consolidate. But those that feel that, no, the house will burn when the MEC have not responded, I will wait and respond to such questions. Thank you, Raoul.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. I'm not offended that you did not read our speech, but no, it's fine. What you said, very important. Consolidate inputs from here into a business proposal that we take to government. In other words, you speak, we officials, she has given us instruction. We take your inputs, we develop a business proposal out of that and say, government, this is what the industry says. Then we will implement. If we don't, she will shambok us. But let's take it that way. I want us to structure it nicely. Let's start from Dr. KK. What is it that you want us to do to improve tourism, whether you call it to enhance it, improve it, reshape it, better it? Let me start, take the mics. Dr. KK, Linda, will I be unfair? I'll start with you. Whatever comes to your mind, what is it that you think should be done that government should consider? Yeah, just lift up your hand, Linda, so they can see you to bring the mic to you. Yeah, Linda, yes. Just lift up your hand, you can bring the mic. Anything that you, there's the mic next to you. Yeah, let's get it from Linda. Yeah, just introduce yourself, your business. You come from Dr. Kiki, don't say that. Yeah, then we can continue. Go ahead. Before you do that, officials who's taking the records, officially who's recording the inputs. I'm chairing, I can't record. Z, can you record the inputs? Yeah, okay, go ahead, Linda. Your mic is not on. I don't know what's happening there. Assist, check underneath the mic, there's somewhere where you put on. There you go.
Hi, I'm Linda from Stonehenge, and we're from Parys. We are on that border of the Northwest that you were talking about in the Vredefort Dome. We would love to have more visibility as part of the Northwest Tourism Board. So exposure is a great thing, and our roads. Thank you.
Thank you. So we're not visible enough. Dr. KK, Rob, let me take you. You're fine. Yeah. Anyone from Dr. KK that you want to make more input on this? Yeah, just lift up your hand. I'm aging, so I may not see clearly. Lift it very high. Okay, that's fine. Let's go to Bujanala. Yeah, let's come to Bujanala. Oh, so many hands from Bujanala. Yeah. You first from?
I'm from Moses Cotton because
No,
my brother, I think, is
no. It's fine. Yes. Just
ish.
let's. Arsiteng skimi pit.
MEC
Let me
was
see.
a mama.
We are go interview tlaboa. Ba matla go
MEC.
radio.
No, yeah, no, I miss ya mana ke mathata ya. I think it's very important
Yeah, no,
MEC
it's
could be
recorded.
here, my brother.
You see, whatever you say is recorded. She's just going for the interview outside. She'll come back.
But it's not
recorded.
gonna be answered the way I want it. But anyway,
Okay, she's waiting.
she's waiting.
Yeah, quickly.
Yeah, no, one push. All right. Like
Yes.
I want to say everything that I wanted to say. It's a lot. Do you mind? You have 2 minutes. Sorry. No, it's not. I'm very glad.
Yeah, no,
Then
it's
you come
fine.
back.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, colleagues, allow me to also manage time. We don't want to leave here at 5 o'clock. Ne? Let's manage time. Let's be quick and straight to the point, and then let's move. Yeah, those hands up again from Bujanala. Good morning. Yeah. Re khwadi khwadi ka mola. Yeah, we'll take 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Let me take this part first. Yes. Re khwadi khwadi, go ahead.
Wagaetsho dumelang. Ramabunda and the officials, we would like to find out, though the MEC has mentioned that it's coming back, what happened to the MEU agreement, MOU that we had with you, with the department. We would very much appreciate hearing what you're saying. Two, and is it only to the MEC? And to Ntate Tebogo for Sun City. We used to have a lady here, go the palace, Helena Poshenlega, who would allow us, guest house owners in Mukwase, to request whenever we had guests from outside South Africa, to request that they be given free entrance one day. It was stopped. We don't know whether that would be revived or not.
You will answer it quickly. Yeah, go ahead.
No, thank you very much, Chair. Ke rata go dumedisa kgosi and protocol observe. My name is Godfrey from Mokwase. I was born in Lerome. I'm the son of the soil. So, Chair, to me, I fully agree with my brother there, whereby like we were believing that maybe MEC will be here so that she will hear whenever we are speaking. Remember, when you started, you say there's an engagement whereby we want to engage. It can't be that we are not given a time to engage. So my points are from a side of a park sport. I did started working in Epilanesburg since 2012. Then 2022, then I shift from a ranger becoming a guide. So, Chairman, to me, more especially regarding to the part of environment and conservation, I'm not happy, particularly that we are visited by tourists each and every time. If you go to Manyani is our headquarters, but starting from the roads coming there with the entrance, you can tell even if the security is compromised. So my request is that, Chairman, how can department at least get a funding to develop the Mangwe Height? Because a lot of the people, they are coming in that area so that they can enjoy the beauty of the nature by using those heights.
Please sort out the mics.
Another thing, Chairman, inside the Pilanesberg National Game Reserve, we do have the picnic sites. I remember on a daily basis, I can say maybe we are driving about maybe 1,000 of people. So if you are coming to the site of a picnic site, if you are going to the western side, there's a place called Makorwana. That place is just using 2 toilets, a male and female toilet. Sometimes you are having more than 100 of people using the same toilet in that place, and it becomes so stampede, whereby like as a guide, you will feel like, where does the department put in their money into? Because our picnic sites are so bad, except the Fish Eagle. But all the western side of the picnic sites are not working. So coming from side of Bakubung, going to Bakhatla, the roads are so bad. Like you will feel like, okay, I wanted to know from department, since inside the Pilanesberg National Game Reserve, we have about 7 lodge. Even the Pilanesberg, it's raising a money. Where they are putting this money? Because suddenly, whereby you are busy, like maybe going inside the park, you see, even if the general staff, the rangers are striking, they are not paid in time, whereby we're supposed to drive the international in the area. So regarding the roads, Chairman, the roads are so bad. So I just wanted to check with you. How about more especially park sport or department, if it's difficult for them to maintain those roads, how about they just remove all those roads? Because obviously that place, it's a nature conservation area, then maybe a gravel road, it will work for us. Because ever since I've been in a Pilanesberg, I never see in a such a way by they just say, no guys, we are developing the roads, we are developing the facility. So with my personal view, I just feel like we are robbing the people. It can't be that people are paying to enjoy the nature and do everything, but we are not doing the best service compared like in a hospitality department. So, Chairman, I think if on a part of MEC, if MEC can just surround herself with the people who love nature, who know about nature, they will understand why people are just traveling all over to come in Pilanesberg National Game Reserve. Remember, in Northwest, we have about a 14 park, Madikwe and Pilanesberg. Those are the parks that have a big 5. But most of the people, they are traveling to Pilanesberg because of the biome and the beauty that we have there. But the service that we are giving to the people is completely wrong. So I'm sincerely like pleading with you, say, fix the road, fix the picnic site, fix the mango height, make sure like the is so attractive, because it does make a lot of money. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we fix the mics, please? The mic, it's a later. Your mics. No, the mics.
Dumelang baholo. Yeah, I will just. Yeah, I've got a very romantic voice, so nalega good. Thanks, Chair. I just want to touch based on what Mr. Mokejane has said from Sun City. And the reason why I want to tap on that, I want to make a request to him to either visit our site or to either approve us to visit him in his office. We are a film production based right here in our Moses Kotane jurisdiction, and we are doing very well. And up to so far, the achievement we have made, we have accumulated 3 awards. And 2, I'm glad that on the 1st of October, every Wednesday, 7 o'clock, our story will be featured in the upcoming Platinum Northwest TV, DSTV channel 371, every Wednesday. This is actually part of the achievement we got through our hard work and strives to actually make an impact Sun City is talking about. And we've got about 35 people working with us. The reason why I directed this to Mr. Mkhejani is that I heard him talking about education, sports and culture. I thought maybe we can fit onto that aspect so that we can try to assist to empower local communities. So with what we are doing up to so far, we are doing very good. There is a big project that is coming as well. The project that is coming, it will be on SABC. And in that project, we want to make sure that Sun City, because you understand, Sun City is a luxury hub in our province. And I always tell people that, in Moses Kotane, when you look at the whatever culture that we have, the tourism that we have, it's like a studio. You are watching a studio. So I know people from outside, every time they want to tell our story. And we are here to tell our own story. So we want to be given an opportunity to tell our own story. And if we can be given that opportunity, people will then understand that we've got passion towards this thing. We are now 3 years inconsistent doing the same work. So I'm glad that even the MEC is endorsing that, we need to look at the people who are grounded and who are busy pushing. I know it is not easy, and I know at times it is not possible for other people to believe towards the programs that are done by people. They only believe to the programs when they have actually reached certain stages. So with us, there's things that we have achieved up to so far, we can put on the table. And then I want to actually express the gratitude towards our province, the Department of Arts and Filming in the province, with endorsing what we are doing, to give us a very compelling endorsement letter that has approved that what we are doing indeed, it will make an impact in our communities. So I want to close it by saying, Mr. Mkhejani, it's my request to you that I don't know if it is possible that you visit our site one day right here in Mokwase, and or either you can approve that we come and visit your office so that we can make a proper proposal or make a presentation to your office. Thank you.
Your mics are not doing me good. Thank you. We're closing this side. Shall I? Yeah, I'm coming to you, yes. Shall I request that, can we summarize? You know why? These guys are still many, these guys are still many. So as we speak, but let's summarize. Once you have given the point, it's okay. Yeah, Pinky, that gentleman, yeah. You too, okay. Yeah, 1, 2, then 3, yeah. That way. Yeah, can we summarize as we speak, please? Yeah, Diapala, the mic is in. Your mics are not doing me good. No problem.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Nolwazi Serero from Ko Madibe. There's 3 points we'd like to make mention. One, I think, is around destination marketing with regards to MICE, meetings, incentives, conferences and events. I think G20 has been a very good example where better planning and a provincial bureau and local bureaus should be working and integrating, and particularly those entities like ourselves who do trade and investment promotion should be in that value chain properly. It can't just be government on its own being the one looking for that business and looking for those niche opportunities. I think if we look at West Grow, we look at KZN, we look at Gauteng, they've got companies, destination for mice, and it's integrated, because to bring those events, it involves the planning and all of that. And the current thing of it just being, two monopolies, and not in a bad way, being Sun City and the government being the ones in that space, when there is so much, even government itself is hosting conferences, national events, regional events. So there's a lot more we can work on, and that needs to be integrated. Second of all, I guess, is the tourism spatial plans. If I look at Madibeng, we've got quite different types of tourism nodes that need a spatial plan and being declared as, tourism zones. Because without the spatial plan and the declaration of tourism zones, it makes investment difficult, and we are unable to get the money from the national tourism, particularly with tourism infrastructure, and to develop it. And I mean, if you look at our waterways, and I can speak about Hartebees, there's Buffelsburg, all of those need infrastructure and upgrade of infrastructure, leading to those events and so forth, and experiences. So definitely, and coming up with that, if we're gonna also open up participation, we need a startup fund that looks at developing experiences. So, because a lot of the things, it seems that the infrastructure that matters, own a guest house. But if you want to do an experience or other types of, infrastructure, that becomes difficult in an investment perspective in those startups, whether it be a boat, whether it be we want to do, media or travel media, but we need to have that kind of space and dedicated, fund, and also through that, all the value chain unlock. I think a lot of it, there is too many people, we speak collaboration, but it needs to happen practically. And then the last point is around the collaboration between provinces. So I totally agree with what the MEC is speaking about, but, and again, the reason why Gauteng is losing out on MICE travel, on meetings, incentives, compared to other destinations, you will see that Cape Town will pitch a conference, but it's selling the winelands, it's selling the agri, it is selling. And if you look at the distance between ourselves and Gauteng, and in a lot of those locations, we can do the same, because it's the same. But somewhere in the discussion, it is the officials talking, and we need to bring everybody into it, and we need to fund it, and we need to take it seriously. Thank you.
Nage Penyo Siputi, Kitwageleko Greater Pilanesberg Tour Operators Association. Narababunda na inyanefela. Nerko boza hore horomente egar tusa yang ho get this G20 opportunities. Because most of the time we always see a lot of the guys from Gauteng coming this side shuttling Mosan City. So maybe Narokopa intervention ya government there, maybe we can have a meeting level on our the plans. Or those guys that we always see more risotto, how do they access the opportunity? But there's always where you can advise and share. Guys, try to minimize your rate or something. And ne kopale ya fellow, le to say market access. Yeah, there's other neighboring lodges that we have, like Bakubumbo, Maritan. Like we have a partnership with Mango Game Trackers, Mosan City Resort, where we are doing shuttles for them for airport, other activities around Sun City. So ne re kopa gore le re ka re thusa gore mo re kokotang teng, what is happening, adoption e re na le yona, project e re putšang ka mogare ga Sun City, le other lodges surrounding Sun City, they can benchmark, ba go le tsamaye le rona le re thuse gore bulela ditsela tseo. Ke a leboga.
Dumelang, Kalina ke nna Refilwe Ranoko, ke operator shop ko tlase mo Sun City e bitswang go ke Tinkers. So you are all welcome to come down the stairs. Little Rebona is an arts and craft shop. Ne? Shop ya rona like 90% of it ke di crafts re bereka ka matsogo a batho. Now, ntwe ke addressing to government. When shop ya rona re ne re bula ene ke ka support ya Sun City, shop ele e teng because of Sun City. Ki ile ka ya ka approach the department, ke tlo starta pele ke department ya arts. Ne, because ke bereka ne ke I was hoping go bereka mainly le Northwest crafters more than just the national ones. Where the government fail us, ke gore ha re tla ko lona re tlo kopa gore okay, lona le na le database. Ke lona le na le database ya batho di crafters le eng kaofela. Now I'm coming ke file platform ke Sun City and I'm saying let me share the platform with my fellow people ba leng gore we are in the industry. Ke tlile ka tlo kopa the database and everything. There was a meeting, people came to the shop, go tlo bona shop, all the protocols tse le di etsang. And then I was told gore I ke tlo mmitsa ka lebitso that particular lady would be the one o tlo nthusang ka access directly le eng. And then you had your background, them, that is. And then, but the bottom line is, it never happened because I was told there was no budget. I wasn't asking for gore people must be gore go fiwe dilo. I was asking for database so that I have access directly le batho one-on-one, like that. Gore ke tsebe gore okay, people that I'm refilwe ke dira ke a roka. I'm mamang ke dira beadwork and everything, so that then, okay, here's the platform, let us share. This is the way we dirang ka teng, this is what's required of us and all those things. Now, number two, ke ne ke ile mahikeng, and then last year I think ne dirwa ke lona, the department or anything, because minister na le teng go mahikeng. The biggest thing e leng gore ke feel gore government fails the crafters and stuff ke gore I think you guys need input from the crafters when it comes to markets, because you cannot be running corporate and then obotla o try o dire something for batho, because where government fails us mostly ke gore le re fa mo leng gore ga gona access to patronage and re need batho, re need access to people. So Rona, I personally have run market in Sun City before COVID, until COVID fell. So I feel gore Rona le tlhoka people like us go lebella gore okay, it would work in such places, it would work like this, le dire yana di percussion sekitse and everything. So I feel gore le tlhoka gore ha le tla le tlo decide gore la re bitsa la re invite for markets and everything like that, have input from us. Okay, this is where it would work, are structured in this way. Don't decide little bit, because we end up feeling like re go khone. Ka leboga.
Hands up, let's start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Dumelang bagolo, o buang fa ke Boitumelo Mofokeng from Folaga Events and Travel. I just want to come back to the 5 pillars that we left you with last year from Ramabunda. I just wanted to say, if we have to align today for progress' sake, and you giving us feedback on those 5 pillars, I would love for you to also tell us if there is any alignment that the department has with the UN, because you cannot be selling something to the world, but we as Northwest, we are not even aligning to their own objectives as UNWTO. We are one of the most richest province, but yet we are the last. Whether it's economic, there's no development economically, there's high unemployment rate in our country, but Northwest is leading as a province. So with regards to how we're going to be giving each other a way forward today to ensure that our customers, which is our tourists, are going to explore the province, experience and enjoy it, it needs to be that we are aligning ourselves with what the world needs, not what we feel as service providers we expect them to get from us without us knowing what they want. And UN has highlighted that they are specifically looking into heritage, but we are not giving that. We are not telling them our story. Northwest is very rich in story, from Bahuruti to Barolong to Bafokeng to Bakhatla, but not even in once we ever tell our story. I'm glad that the regio sensitive with regards to storytelling. So I would emphasize that as a department, there is an IGR committee, which I'm still saying it's important for you as departments to come together to talk way forward, how you're going to work together, so that even when it comes to funding, we are not having this problem of funding institutions or companies that want to bring tourists here, and we now want to control who gets the money based on who we believe is more attractive in Hartepies, while the world is saying we want heritage. So if you are going to be selling heritage, and now you are looking at a biosphere in Hartepies as a potential, but there's nothing to tell besides the Hartepies spot dam. You're leaving this rural development agenda at the back, and we have a 2030 National Development Plan that's not even activated now, when we are left with only 5 years to it, to being realized that it has been done. And I can say Resupra left this department of tourism in good hands. And we were expecting that as MECs keep coming, premiers keep coming, you as officials are doing your job to ensure that the province is excelling. But we cannot blame our employees, because they are here to support you. But we as industry, we find that there is lack of connection between us and you. And we are the professionals. We are the ones that know this product, which is tourism. Some of us have studied tourism, but we find those gates that you build between us and you to progress when we try to come and help you in selling. So my take would be, from today, looking at the safety that you've said a lot, that we need to comply. We will say, yes, as business, we also need to comply with those that is required to bring the Shebin into our rural areas. But can we also, as an industry, focus on what the world wants from us, so that they can come here and not tell us about Cape Town and Stellenbosch? They want to know. That's why Sun City has Butsalanong and Lisating Boma. It's because someone from Asia does not have that experience of rural development that needs to be done here in Phokeng. That is not done because government believes that they've got money. But when you come to Phokeng, you see that actually they are struggling as well, just like everybody else. So my take would be, can you please start focusing on what the world needs, so that we can progress and align, as you are saying, we need to align with what will make us a successful province in the near future as well, for our children's sake who are studying tourism in high school level. Thank you.
Dumelang bagolo. O emeng fopela lona ki Tumisang Molefe, she's here as a product owner. So I have a couple of questions in regards to capacitation, Eribuang, in regards to what the MEC was saying now. And a guest house for Mokwase, just 16 kilometers from here. We are a 15-bedroom guest house with 8 bachelor units and 7 en-suite units. And we also offer self-catering. So please do come. Please do come. But also, besides tourism, I also do cleaning and waste management. So, so what I was talking about was that capacitation. We're speaking about capacitating industries in order for them to be able to grow and work at large scale. So what I need to understand is that what are we doing in order to gain the capacitation for our SMMEs, whether gidi tour operators, whether they are our heritage sites, whether they are people that offer services into the larger industry. What are we doing to capacitate them? How do we plan to do that? Not in the next 5 years, but probably in short-term interim, the next 6 months. What are we doing and how we're going that? So I also heard MEC will get access to the department and how we can collaborate together. But I think just with my experience and my lived experience in the industry, we have a couple of associations and maybe people do stem from different associations that already exist. So how do we then plan to get these organizations to actually be the voices of the collaborative voices of people? Because when I was sitting here and I heard Osnolwazi speaking and then Merifilo was also speaking and Mede was speaking, the biggest essence is that there is still opportunity for consultancy in tourism. So maybe we need to be in a position where when we talk to our stakeholders that are here, they are experienced consultants that are cascading messages to our stakeholders, to our SMMEs, but also cascading messages to department, so that when the decisions are made and are set with, we can do that collaboratively. And then what do we need to do to become relevant as a province? How do we then become part of what your West Grows are doing right now? I think everyone, when we talk in tourism, we will talk about West Grow, because we've seen what the Western Cape has been able to do. Even in the smaller circles of the associations that they work in, we've seen how closely and collectively they do. But that is the power of market access as well. That is the power of marketing when we bring it together when it comes to tourism. So as a department, I think this year, when we just look back, what market access programs have we been part of as a province, and what are we selling? I think the last time I was reading statistics, Northwest has a retainer tourism. We don't even retain people that go through our own borders, but that has declined immensely. And I can say this as a product owner in the Bojanala district, that we don't even see the guests of Botswana anymore. So we also need to start talking about what are we doing that is wrong? What is the tourism safety? There's a hike in the cars getting stolen. So as a province, what are we doing in terms to market and in terms to grow? And how is department working with the stakeholders that are already on the ground? How do we then plan to grow? Because the collaborative voice only comes if we sit together in these spaces and speak like this. But like Me was saying, what are the actual reports from the last one, Yamarang? Because now we are regurgitating the same things about industry. And then my last one is that, MC, how do we reach your office if we would like to maybe talk about ideas that we have for market access and ideas that we have for smaller regions and smaller untapped markets, in the Northwest? And lastly, we are ready to host the January 8th statement. My colleagues from Ratano, we've been talking about it, so we are ready. They can come in numbers, and we will definitely do it. No, our association, Rustenburg Accommodation, as a collective, we are so ready. So ready. Thank you.
I will just have to do it. Let's agree that we must deal with our emotions. So sana ke sa South Africa, ke selo sa Africa, ke selo sa lefatshe. The crisis we are facing is not like other provinces are not facing, and as a collective, we need first to appreciate that we are facing that challenge. And you must also agree that as I'm addressing you, lo business lotle, ke nna la motho e seng business, na government. So I'm having a responsibility of standing between the people and business. You know, this morning I was telling the mining Bad Lenko to say, okay, you are crying and you want to retrench people. When people got retrenched, they see me, they say government is not working because they are being retrenched. When Lenko is not making profit, it's saying government is not working because they are not making profit. So I'm not supposed to give Lenko a negative attitude when it is retrenching our people. I'm also not supposed to take our people otherwise when they are saying I'm not working. And hence, I had to start the engagement and facilitate. So, Lona, you are here. Lona, you are here, and ke nna ke initiatileng hore lo tle kwano. Yaanong, lo sa nkomanya thata, but we must talk. Ko lo sa umana gore o bo re mowa wa gago o tletse, MEC o ya kae, a ke gope. A gona reshuffling, empa ela gore ke ya ko meeting o mongwe, but your life, your views are recorded. I will sit, listen to them, and it remains my responsibility. I've made commitment here that I will call media again, or I will have a session. It might be with the simulcast, it might be a virtual or a hybrid session, where we will now process, because we also have to take your views, not just respond emotionally, but make a bit of research and agree as to whether are these inputs, are they feasible? Can they actually be actualized? So that I must not just commit for the sake of committing, I'll be lying. And ke motho a conscious eo, a ke kgone go aketsa batho. It's either you are not going to get it or you are going to get it based on how I see it coming to say, Maria, o tlo ka bolela na di room tse 16. Kra wena how we introduce. So you are ready to accommodate, let's say, a sub-region ko Limpopo. Okay, ga ba pointer ba ya ko go wena, ba bang ba ya ko go mang, ba bang ba ya ko go mang. Wa bona so greedy le yone marara motho a 16 rooms o gona go tsa 116 people, aba ba ko skeremeng, aba ba ko di toilet, whilst other people do not have people getting to them. So we need to agree that your submissions, now I value all of them. And I also agree with you when you say, but we were in Royal Marang. But I listened to the recordings of Royal Marang. You spoke about tourism safety, which I think we are saying we have intensified police visibility, and also our tourism safety staff, they are always on the road. We hear your issue about the market access. My question that I have also posed to the Premier is to say, as we intensify market, who exactly are we marketing? That's why we need to profile our people. When now market in the sense of you and when you are not getting it. But are you enough? How do we then, you know, I like the wildlife industry. They are consolidated into two associations, that is your FASA and your custodians. Very few of them are not affiliated. So when you talk to their organizations, you are actually addressing their collective. And when you go out, you know they are represented. That is why I was saying, from your collective, have your youth in tourism, if there is such, let it come from this collective. So that I must not impose it, or I must not have those that are passionate to do it. They then got there and they capture our attention, and then they are made to be it, and you don't know them. Because it is also difficult as government to work with you as individuals and your views as individuals. But when you sit and you organize yourself as a collective, we are able to know that we have association here, Rustenburg. Like I know in Bojanala, at least I know also in Dr. KK, I know such associations. But now encourage others also to, because at a later stage you'll be talking to those associations only. Because when you talk to associations, who safe, they are organized, you know you have addressed them. You have signed an agreement with a collective as government. You know what we are saying when you want consultation, when there is a traveler's agent in the association, then you will ask me, but we have this. Why are you using a traveler's agent? They are going India whilst we are here. We are heading towards the G20. We should be sitting with them, being able to, as the MEC said, to the embassy, be able to say, okay, as the Northwest, get this QR code. It's got a series of travelers agents. When people are preparing to come and visit our province, click a travelers agent for Northwest Bojanala, Northwest Gai. We have your profile. When we also market, because marketing will not only be about, I mean, I know about what department they want about Pax Board. Tsena tsa di dance tsa di party tse di dirwang gote ke marketing what. We are no longer living monakong here. We're marketing ourselves ga re dira yalo mos. And no, we are saying when people come to Sun City, the least we can do at least is to attract them to come to Sun City. It should be us, like you are saying. And I think Rema Bunda made it very clear that it is part of what we have consolidated in our responses, Akwali. You also spoke of the road conditions. I think in 2-3 months to come, we will be pronouncing to you the arrangement and the agreements that we have made actually with Bakatla and the CPS and the community, the council of Bakatla, on how we are going to deal with issues that collaboration and the partnership, dealing with the operations Pilanesbeck. It is not going to be done or exported. It's going to be done by the owners of the land, and it depends on how organized they are. But I think we are at 70% stage of saying we will no longer have those roads. Of course, it will even get to expanding, because we are even talking of getting the mines to start to come into the alternatives where we will have the manufacturing of some of the items that are going to be used. That will then filter into even feeding Mahikeng and other areas. So you must understand that your inputs are very important, and don't be emotional, because we really need to make use of them. I understand, Hore, this province is very small and you are many, so it remains our responsibility to expand the market and to enable you to go out. So let's agree that from here in Mabunda, we would have known the category of a traveler's agent. How many are there around here? What is it that, like she is saying, we need to understand consultation. Now let me tell you right now, the department has already advertised. Go to the Facebook page of the department. We have advertised a call for proposals, one of its own kind, ever since the existence of our department. Even those of you who have rendered services before, you were not on a transparent and an open process of making you to bring such a service. So for now, the consolidation of these inputs that you are bringing, out of those proposals that we have called, we will now be able to see how people think and what people are advising us on. Then that's where we are going to tap. Go facing mama. Go facing, that's why the system is in tracker. When I'm here, others are looking for me in that office. Tomorrow I am again somewhere. And so, office. Mara, the systems are there. When you get to my office, They have a form that says talk to the MEC. You feel it is automated, it comes to me, I respond whilst I'm on my way. Some meeting had you. When it is a proposal, it doesn't come to me. I don't work with proposals. It goes to those that have called. Sarah is here, Lenkopane is here. They work with Carol. I think you have put also tourism, Sarki, in that call. Ne? A call for all the proposals that are related to tourism, I think is out now. So if the collective here seems not to have seen it, Sarki, HOD is here. Those are the things that I'm not working with, but they are there because they form part of the submissions, Sako Marang, to say how do we open doors for the industry. Wa ise monole ka gore meeting wa ka o mpresedisi o ka reng ka motsam or o batla go addressa batho ba utlwa we batla like life. I'm looking at my time and I'm also thinking about you to say now that I'm not undermining the views of others, but my view is that tonight I will look at the life, and then also I normally comment on our page. You can inbox me or you will get the contact. Sarki is here, and then we'll sit with them because I'm not good in understanding. So they normally advise me. If in I will say yes, 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 so that people can vote for voltage. So it's about people having to look into this thing and HOD advising and say, not that way. But I agree with the call I have heard you to say, but you officials must know that the world is big. How do you make us reach there? So we must make sure that we digitalize. Premier talks about digital transformation. Let's have you here. When I go, I shouldn't give people business card. I should give people a business card that has got a QR code of Northwest. When you put in, click about agriculture, about tourism, who is there. That's how it is in all these countries that we have visited. And that's how we should start to do it. Even if you did not go to tourism in Daba, but when we put our stall there with that QR code that has got all of you profiled, when you are not there, but at least when we visit the embassy of all these countries, we say, please, even if you cannot give us anything, but just put this here for us. Then you are marketed. You will not see me all over, but we will have your information. And that's why you have to put your contacts nicely, Sarki, collect all their details. Obviously, those of you who are here, automatically we are going to profile you. We will share it with you so that you see that you have now been integrated in there. But when you start to do the selling of your other products and stuff, it's something now that will come at a later stage. But having to profile you is what we're going to do as government. I think, please, halo ka ntetlela ka tswa. Ha ke motho o tshabang batho, ga nka ke ka ba ka sia. Ga ngena bothata ba gore ke ye ko meeting ole ga ile re wa tswa ka 5 lo sa mind ke boye. Just to be with you here. And I think Mother Pengli nice if you have the forms that speaks to Buale MEC, not about proposals, not about any other thing, but just to say, would you have loved to ask this question when you were there? Then I'll ask Sarah, what was the question? Take me through. I can even call you to get further explanations, so that I get the sense of what the industry is saying. No, so sorry for not being with you the whole day. It's because of this schedule, but I'm with you in spirit and life. Thank you.
Thank you, MEC, but she has given us matching orders. I'm going to take you and then you, then we will be moving towards the end. Yeah, Agal Khulubal.
Dumelang bagolo. Kalina ke Matshepo Mulusi, representing the office of Dr. Koketso Rakudu as a creative strategist. I am also here representing myself as a personal brand, an entrepreneur, content creator, influencer. Ke na le potso for Sun City. With you presenting all the opportunities that are available, I wanted to understand gore tsa di content creator influencer with the resort di teng na, and I would want to say in the past I thought approaching an establishment like this gore o bereke le bona as a content creator or influencer would be too much of a stretch because ke nagana gore you don't need that marketing already. But I recently saw a fellow colleague of mine who is a YouTuber content creator from Brits that was invited to come stay at the hotel to create content and whatnot. And I thought to myself, like you said, with the onion ring effect or concept, but re teng rona as the influencer, the content creator in Rustenburg, mo metseng e gaufi. What was the criteria? Is it something that we must register for? Should it be in the database? Le tlhopha batho ba ba rileng or yang? Because I believe that if a inter-provincial brand or institution can approach me, or even an international brand, Sun City, go ne go le thata fo kae gore ba re discover 'cause re teng, and with also the upcoming renovation of the hotel, other hotels would look for content creators around gore ba tlo create a content to do storytelling, market the place, and things like the Nedbank Cup and stuff. Like in Cape Town, if there's a polo event, they make sure that all the content creators in Cape Town attend that event. So I just wanted to understand how we also get the opportunities, because I understand what Rustenburg or Northwest, when it comes to these social media spaces, but it's catching up. And I would also like Sun City in that direction of things. Do we have an opportunity to work with you? Ke a leboga.
Thank you. Yeah, give it to her, and then we're moving towards the end. Please, Josi still has to give us the closing remarks. Yes, go ahead, Ms. Mustard.
Dumelang. Good
Dumelang.
afternoon. Kitegukai. My name is Natasha Mostert, the owner of Harty's Boat Company and La Dolce Vita Guest House in Hartbeespoort. Ma'am, we would love for you to work with us as an influencer and to come and join us for a boat cruise. We often work with influencers. Okay, I would love to get your details after this, thank you. Program Director and all protocols observed, thank you for this opportunity today. Yes, so like I said, we're based in Hartbeespoort, and what I would like to know is just, many questions have been asked about the marketing opportunities with the department, the accessibility, and just building that relationship with the department to market the Northwest as a destination, not to compare ourselves to others, but when you look at strategies that Durban tourism, for instance, takes, you know, wherever you go, if you go to Foy's Mall or anywhere, you always see Durban tourism or, you know, aggressively marketing. I know us as a company, we always aggressively market the Northwest province as a destination, not just our own business, but everything that the Northwest province has to offer in terms of activities. So we would like to know how we can create a relationship again to attend trade shows, tourism expos with the department to not just showcase our product, but to also showcase what the region has to offer. So that was one question I had. And then we'd like to share our success with regards to Harty's Boat Company, and we are now offering franchising opportunities to different dams. There are many dams in the country. So I want to say, if you are going to speak with the MEC of Limpopo, I would love to know what dams are in Limpopo. We have created a model where we are going to support entrepreneurs that want to go into water tourism but that we will support you all the way, because we have faced all the challenges, and we would love to partner and collaborate with any entrepreneurs that want to go into water tourism. And thirdly, a dream is to bring the steam train to Hartbeespoort. We're the only province that don't have rail tourism. And you have, like, for instance, the cable car that takes you to the top of the mountain. You have boat cruises. You have, we don't have rail tourism. And Hartbeespoort is your halfway stop on your route to Sun City. We have a lot of international clients visiting during the week. We have a big market from Botswana that come on our cruises. And then, of course, our main market is women in Gauteng. But we also get ladies from different provinces all over the country, as far as the Northern Cape, Mpumalanga, that come to experience the product that we have to offer. So we are looking at, obviously, any collaboration and strategic opportunities to work with government in order to make this a possibility. And then with regards to the G20, the website, there's just one comment I would like to make with regards to the QR code. I've noticed previously when scanning the QR code, the information is outdated. I know we've started we have a fantastic director, Saitati Monyaki from Madibeng Municipality, and she is just so full of deep love and passion for tourism, and she started an association, the Madibeng Tourism Association. So if we can help in any way, that we can send updated information with regards to the activities, the guest houses, the places you can stay, what you can do when you come to the area. We would love to assist with that. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Is it you? Yeah, that will be the last. I'm coming back. Okay, go ahead. We'll address this one. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dumelang. My name is Matlakonolo Matenchi. I am a director from Just King Training and Development, and I'm accredited with different CETAs. My concern is about the skills. I've been hearing all people are talking about tourism, but our people are not capacitated. So my suggestion is that we should have an institution or a college around the province. I know previously Northwest was having the college in Harankua. It's already falling under Gauteng. But if we can have a college in Northwest, fortunately, I've partnered with boat company and the hotel hospitality to run the trainings, because SETA is the Sector of Education Training Authority, especially in the tourism sector. The trainings, people who are qualifying to be trained, it starts with level 1. Level 1 means you don't even need matric for somebody to be trained as a housekeeper or a cleaner. And there are different opportunities for our people. Why I met with Dion, he was complaining that most people who are in tourism are foreigners because they've got skills, but our people don't have skill. So if tourism can arrange all the training providers that are accredited with CAT SETA and Services SETA, we come together. 2, there are properties in government, schools that are not working. If we can come together as training providers with different skills, because you can't do everything. If somebody is specializing with business management, this one is specializing with transport. I've heard somebody speaking about tour guides. They need to be trained as shuttles, you know. So the lowest people, our community people who are sitting, even those who didn't go to school can be trained in tourism, because tourism is very broad. it has different skills. So my proposal is, what are we doing with the schools that are closed around? How Northwest doesn't have a college of either chef school or culinary or tourism, where we can be able to place all those people in different B&Bs, and they can even, the small businesses can even make money when there's learnership. There is student that has to be placed in their places. They can save money for employment or salaries. Thank you.
Thank you. We're moving towards the end. Please, may I ask, gentlemen, if you can take a minute, maximum 1.5. I think we've captured quite a number of ideas. We're going to summarize. I'm going to close it up and summarize before give our host. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good morning, colleagues. My name
good afternoon.
is... Oh,
Yes.
afternoon, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Brian Mulebatsi. Mine is around Madikwe Park Extension Program. I don't know if this is a right platform for that. If it is, I'll shoot.
Not really.
Okay, no, it's fine. I guess it will get a relevant platform for whatever that I have to put through.
Yeah, that heritage park, yeah. That expansion.
Yeah.
We'll give it to the relevant platform, yeah.
Okay, no, thank you.
Thanks. If you can also summarize, please. I'm trying to manage time, commitments. If you can summarize, please, go ahead.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lesego Sibanda, the director of Sibanda Project and Business Solution. I'm very energetic. Please tell MEC I'm not fighting. I'm a young person who's vibrant, okay? First and foremost, I would like to appreciate the MEC for coming and giving us the good news of unprepared speech that was good. I wanted to engage with MEC, right? But anyway, it's okay. I will do it, let's say, on the separate discussion. And I feel that today was to adapt, adjust, and engage. But did not happen as I planned, because I have traveled to be here to fulfill these promises. The one who's standing in front of you, it's one of Kasi Standard Bank SME Pitch winner of the Northwest Province, who went to the national round in Durban. And fortunate enough, heading to the South African Trust Summit that is taking place in Sandton Convention Center, that is hosted by the Open Hermes. I'm staying in the dust road of Tuelachte, owning a farm in Makoshan 2. I'll just head to Sun City. Sun City, you have presented a wonderful presentation, but I don't see anyone from my place on that list. And I'm saying to you, please allow me to be part and parcel of the ESD program. I'm a product developer. I'm doing sauces and dressing from the backyard. And I really need the SABS approved, the product testing. I need to go the journey with you if it's possible to come to you and say, this is my product. Can you help me to get the ISO, because the product has to be tested to be on the market, so that in the whole of Moses Kotane and the Sun City as well, and everyone who owns the lodge or a guest house here can have my sauces, which is registered with an ISO. Because I'm having a difficulties in terms to register the product myself, because I'm just growing. And the good news is I was part and parcel of Sun City. Mr. Ramotse, I've worked with him. I've won the competition as a culinary chef in Sun City, so I have a good record in Sun City. I think it could be more important if I can join with you or get your contact number,
for helping me. We are doing a compost. That is why I didn't want MEC to leave. To put a value in Matlakala Zaga. And that initiative is through Matlakala Zaga. I wanted to engage with her, Hore. How do we take part and parcel in Matlakala Zaga as participating to environment and conservation? Because I am doing a compost using material that we regard as matlakala, like which is your grass, the dry grass, the green material, like you cut a tree, you throw it away. I've developed a compost, it's ready, and we have somebody who's coming to buy, but it's not tested. That is why I wanted to engage to say, we are here, we need help, so that the product could be there on the market. The product is not there on the market. We really need help. That is why we are here to engage. Also, the product, I have plus minus 11 product. I have product list that I've developed for sauces and dressings with the paste. It's there, it's documented, but we really need accreditations to have approved SAB. Thank you. The rest of the question, I will take it with him.
Yeah, thank you. You guys don't know how to summarize. Okay, summarize. Maybe I must teach you how to summarize. Can you summarize?
All right.
Summarize.
All right. Blessed afternoon, everyone. My name is Katleho Ruben Mokopudi. I'm the founder of Mokopudi Adventures based in Rustenburg. So I'll just give recommendations. I won't be asking any questions. Firstly, in terms of market access, we need to get our tourism product owners to international trade shows. For example, your WTM, your Africa's Travel Indaba, we don't see Northwest there. We need to see your presence there. Secondly, we have to ensure that we come together in terms of the skills gap. Is our colleges and our universities still producing the relevant skills that are needed in the culture, the heritage, and the tourism sector in terms of according to what we need as tourism product owners. As tourism product owners in the room, it is easy to penetrate the tourism industry because we have less regulations. But at the same time, we need to train tourism product owners. Someone is owning a guest house but doesn't know anything about entrepreneurship development, doesn't know anything about sustainability. We need to train as well tour operators on customer care. Someone, just because you own an H1 doesn't mean that you can shuttle from OR Tambo to Sun City. We need to ensure that we keep sustainability within. We need to come together as different people within the tourism chain doing different services, because the tourism value chain, it cuts across and you can't do everything in the value chain. So we need to have primary cooperatives, secondary cooperatives, as well as tertiary cooperatives where we'll be able to close the entire value chain within Northwest. Then thirdly, I'd love to say with Sun City, the directive shouldn't just be for those around Moses Kotane or those from Moses Kotane. I'm from Rustenburg. What do we say about me? What do we say about the tour operator that is in Taung? So let us create that value chain. There's an association in Madibeng. There's an association in Rustenburg. There's an association in Moses Kotane. Why can't we close the value chain from OR Tambo? We have a stop in Madibeng. We have a stop in Rustenburg. Then the client will come to Sun City. But if the client moves from Johannesburg directly to Sun City, we're going to have a problem. There's no sustainability in that. Then we need young people that will advise the board. I wonder how old is the youngest person in the Northwest Parks and Tourism Board, Mr. Mabunda. I'm very worried. So we need young people that would advise, because young people are the future and we are the innovators. We need to be clear on that one. Then in terms of young people, I'm closing, I'm wrapping up, Mr. Mabunda. I know. I'm wrapping up. No, I'm wrapping up. So in terms of information centers, Mr. Mabunda, we need to be visible in terms of our malls and our complexes. People that are staying behind in our villages and our townships, they don't know even about Sun City. They've never been inside here. We need to have an information desk in our complexes and our malls. Already with Rata, we are doing that with the Rustenburg local municipality. And in conclusion, I'd love to say that let us invite Short Left so that it can be able to come and market the province. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
You are on fire. Bachais, we want to close. Let's summarize. I agree, we said we don't want a talk show. So we want to summarize what the way forward is from here. Can you take 10 seconds?
Good afternoon, everybody. We are here representing Kefensenkwe iced tea and water. It is made from saffron. Saffron has health benefits for cancer, diabetes, blood health, and energy. We would like to be given the opportunity to have these products at the Nedbank Golf Challenge. Thank you.
Yeah, this one, yes. Let's give to Sun City. I want to close. Rob, I gave you a chance. You said you had nothing. My problem is you guys don't know how to summarize. Can you summarize like she did? You see, that was a summary. That was a summary. I want to close so that we have a way forward. Not, come closer. Not a talk shop. If we continue to speak and speak, we're going to forget everything that we said. And then we'll become a talk shop. Can you take 10 seconds?
Dumelang bagolo. O buang Fanele ke thabile. I would like to address to Sun City. We are more on entertainment and facilitating of artists and everything. Please. We do understand that there's gatekeeping in every most department when it comes to certain things. Some things must just be, the procurement must just be realistic to themselves. And then give a fair chance to everyone that comes and submits. It's kinda so say it's a futile exercise. Yeah. Kopa fela re nne gatekeeping re kgone go di manager pila. Amen.
Thank you. Rob, you are the last. Sun City will respond. Remember, we ask questions, they have to respond. Otherwise, we're going to forget to ask them questions.
My name is Rob. I've been involved for 25 years in tourism management. There's one thing I'd like to quickly share with you is, we have the N1 and we have the N12. I've been very involved with the N12. And the problem that we have at this stage is, when you come through to Potchefstroom, Bloemhof, Christiana, Klerksdorp, when people are not happy with service delivery, they take over the road, the national route. So what's happening now is our tourism sector of the movement through that area is dying as a result of people taking the N1. The amount of guest houses that have closed, the amount of tourism we are losing as a result of this is astronomical, especially south down to Kimberley side, that area. So my appeal to everybody is, please, if people want to protest off a national route, protest somewhere else, because it kills that. The last thing is, tourism is government-led, community-based, private sector-driven. Government provides rules and regulations, and for the private sector to be able to be able to run effective business in support of the community. And these small businesses is what adds to our local GDP. And that's what you must remember. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you just respond to the Sun City ones? Oh, I want to close. And you respond to Sun City, then we go.
Greetings. My name is Patience. I'm the General Manager of Bonatal Rustenburg.
I just really want to speak about skills development, and it's actually very important. I did realize coming from Klerksdorp that the people in Rustenburg really lack skill or the want to be on the job and actually do the job, but they want the money. So I would really like to ask government to assist us with learnerships, partnering with different theaters and getting these learners into our places, into our hotels, guest houses, to start and get that experience. Because at the end of the day, as a South African citizen, as a youth, I would like to have, like I do in my establishment, young people in top management, females in top management, people with disabilities in top management. But you can't take an unskilled person and put them in that position. So please, let's empower our people, especially women. They don't want to work. From what I've encountered, let's empower them to want to work and get them into this workplace for experience.
I do want to work. Thank you. Sun City, then.
Ke a leboga. I will be brief. I've noted all of your questions that were related to Sun City. Let's start with the free entrance, which used to be there. Probably it was before my time, where internationals came and there were free entrance. But I just want to mention that MEC, in her response, she said she is increasing the tariffs, in particular for the internationals. So as Sun City, we cannot go beyond what the MEC has requested together with the board. So that I will leave it to the department. They will give us the directive. The film production, definitely we will visit. If there is an opportunity, we will also explore. But we will also get the marketing department to also be part of that visit. Ausko Ketso, as influencer, there is a department called marketing as well. They are responsible for sourcing all the influencers as well as marketing related products. So I will link you up, Lebona, so that they can outline their process as well as their requirements. Then product testing, and that Sibanda. I think you and I, we can have a conversation in terms of you see, when you bring a product to us and it will respond to the other lady who was here, when you bring a product to us, we can guide in terms of how you can get that accredited. But most importantly, we need to ensure that there is a compliance in terms of food handling and safety. And that process, I think the department also needs to be involved with regard to that. When we outline our beneficiaries as well as service providers that we are working with, we'll take the entire day, Brameshak, if we can list everyone. Probably there are more than 3,000. And if we can pull the entire list, you will realize people from your area, they are also part of that. We work on a daily basis with various service providers. So if they are not there, rest assured, they are there, or your neighbor is also accommodated. I want to emphasize on this last point. We are working on an onion ring concept. Onion ring concept. The closer you are to our establishment, we will go and seek for either employment training opportunity as well as procuring. Should we not find the second layer of the onion ring, so the 50-kilometer radius will start there. Then we go out, out, out. When we had G20, I was very pleased, Jose. Tour operators as far as Taung, as far as Mafikeng. They came here. They brought people from all over, because remember, there were people that were coming even from Mafikeng, there were people that were coming from Zirast and so on. They came here, not because of Sun City. But I was happy because of the opportunity that was created. They brought people here. As to how they got those opportunities, the most important thing is that they are from Northwest, so they benefited as part of the Northwest as well. So do not forget that concept here, onion ring. We cover the entire Northwest, but we must start more lapping. Then we go outside. Ke a leboga.
Thank you very much. We are coming to the close. From here, where do we go? The MEC said that MOU that government used to have with businesses should be, should I use the word revived? Should revive it. Now, as we speak, the MOU draft is there in the department's offices. We might change the way we used to do things in the past, but the relationship will be formalized soon. The MOU has been drafted to work with business people. 2, relationship in marketing. I'm just summarizing all we did. Now, we have launched the Growth Hub at OR Tambo International Airport to say all our businesses, we want to go digital. We want to have all the beds available, seats available, everything. In short, the database to enable us to say, if we have a big event like January 8, like G20, it will be simple, centralize the booking to see how many beds have been taken, how many beds are still available to the guests. But going further, we have heard you to say when we go on trade show platforms, etc., it looks like we're going on our own and the business people are not with us. To say, strengthen that working relations. How it will be done in that business proposal that we're going to do. Issues of capacity building, call it training, skills development, that government should look into that. Collaboration with other institutions like institutions of learning, universities, etc. We should look into that. Now, all what we have raised, I may not say them all because of time, issues that you raise in terms of security, in terms of Pilanesberg, conditions, in terms of the special planning for tourism, development funds, all these things. What we're going to do is, and it's going to be done by me, more you can hold me accountable, develop all these inputs into a business proposal to say, government, this is what the industry is proposing. So the approach will be like this. After developing the draft of this proposal, the same way we send invites to you, we'll send the proposal to you for input. Does it represent you before we submit to the government through the MEC? If we have inputs, we'll give you 5 days to make inputs, then we finalize the business proposal. How will the business proposal look like? Main points will simply be like this. For us to grow tourism or improve tourism in the province, 1, 2, 3, 4 needs to be done. How? 1, 2, 3, 4 will be the proposed part of it, more like your plan of action, and then this will be the envisaged results. And this will be the responsibilities of government, of business, of communities, etc. So that will be the format of the business proposal. We are not going to follow that complicated method. No, simple method. This is what we need to be done or proposed to be done. This is how we think it should be done. And this will be the responsibilities or responsible institutions or people. And then we submit it like that. Then we can be able to track it. I'm tempted to to give feedback on what we raised by then, but time doesn't allow me either. But we have made some strides in that regard. So I didn't tell you everything that we noted. Remember, Zia has officially recorded what we have been saying. So other things that I've missed out will be taken into consideration. When can this be done? Whoopsie. It's now towards the end of September. I need to submit a report by tomorrow. Let's say mid-October, 15 October, that business proposal should have been circulated to you. I'm the one who's going to do it. So by mid-October, 15 October, it should be out. You make inputs, then we take it to government. We will be preparing rigorously for the G20 and the ANC January 8 statement or celebration, because we are hosting as the province. So we expect more feet and more bumps to the province in January. That will be a good business, because in January we are usually broke. So let them come, we'll do that. We will then try to coordinate also for mega events that will include all the, I'm glad that Orbit College played their home games now at Olympia instead of Dobsonville Stadium. They've come back home. Now, if they do that, we envisaged for big games, we could host the Kaizer Chiefs and wallop them, host the Pirates and wallop them in our own province, hopefully. But those will require a capacity to host, because we'll be expecting big numbers. Sharp. The rest will deal with them, but in short, this is what is going to happen. Business proposal by the 15th of October, it will be out to you, to inputs, then we take it back to the MEC, final approvals, then we go for implementation. Now, as we end, I'm going to request, as we invite Hosi to come, when Hosi speaks, please, nobody stands up or walk around. I understand if you are pressed, highly pressed for bathroom, just ichoke until he finishes speaking. Nobody speaking when Hosi speaks. When Hosi speaks, nobody speaking. Nobody standing up, nobody walking around when he starts speaking until he finishes speaking. That's how we respect the Kgosi tsa rona. Now I would like to invite Kgosi to come and give the closing remarks. Those that are outside, come in when he speaks, no movement, please. Make sure you're sitting on your own seat. Yes, please, everybody, take your seat when Kgosi is speaking. No movements, please, until he finishes speaking. All of us, shall we stand on our feet as we give honor to Kgosi to come and give us the closing remarks. Everybody on our feet, please. Including the sound guys, everybody on your feet, please. Gentlemen, on your feet, please. Yeah, on your feet, please, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We may be seated. I can see that Emma Bunda is really using his power. He wants everybody to listen to him and respect what he says. He even instructed me to come and talk when I'm not in the program. That's the people who knows how to use their power. They don't play with power. Anyway, thank you very much, Ndade Mabunda, and greetings to everyone. Allow me to stand on the protocol already observed, because I can see we are terribly out of time. I'm not going to have speech. It's just to thank you for attending. I wanted to comment on something, but Ndade Mabunda has already commented on it. I wanted to say we must capitalize on mega events. Now you already taken it, because we lost one of the clubs, or football clubs in Platinum Stars, because the department was not supportive, or the province was not that much but supportive. And other provinces are capitalizing on these projects or on these events. They even fight for them. But I don't see our province doing that. So now that you have mentioned it, at least it gives some comfort. Because once these events come, all these local operators will have something to get from those events. And even those who are selling are able to sell the merchandise and all those things. So at least I'm glad that you have mentioned it. But the second one, I would like to concur with my sister there about training. We need really to focus on training. I think it has been mentioned more than twice. The training, that lady also mentioned the training. We really need training because tourism is about experience. And experience, you experience it by good service and getting good products. So I congratulate the comments that were mentioned here. But finally, is to thank the MEC and the department for arranging this kind of discussions. We need more of them so that we can understand our needs from all sectors. But finally, I would like the department to collaborate with other departments, because it's not just B&Bs or accommodation that constitute or contribute in tourism. We can do agricultural tourism, we can do sports tourism, so there's many. So we need to bring all other departments to understand that they have a role in tourism, so that you can guide them as the department and collaborate on that. With those few words, thank you very much, and I wish you all the best and safe travels to your homes. And those that are remaining, we continue with the discussion outside. Thank you very much.
We have come to the end. Ausara, tell us how we're going to eat. Oh, just when we're having breakfast, yeah. When we leave this hall, there's a lunch outside, then we'll eat. Thank you so much. I think we are now closing this meeting officially. Those that are traveling, travel back safely. And then we'll start to visit the regions. We'll be visiting the regions, Harte BS all over, to make a follow-up on smaller groups. But thank you very much. Let's enjoy our lunch and our drive back home. Tot since, hamba ni kahle.